Renegade. Yeah, man, we're not afraid, you know. All right, so I'm up. All right, so tonight I got acting of people. Yeah, man, I show you well at, you know. Can't tell me one now. Liegel Clarke, the fine ant minister, I go around when I get too much problem. I go when I get too much problem. We can't call so much people brethren, you know, when people put out them views and you know, him call them and then him come up with this kind of, you know, say slander him or, you know, label him, liable, and all kind of things. Now, you see, tonight, town hall meeting, we're going to dedicate a part to him, you know, and we're going to draw back for the thing. Because remember, you know, he said and call me, I tape him. And the reason why I have to tape him, remember, you know, you have to one man call me, and then when them call him, you know, say, well, me have to tape him. And when me have to tape him, you know, hey, sister, what's up? How you doing?
Greetings, my brother. Greetings.
Yes, but I'm here, man. Well, tonight,
yes.
Tonight you're hot, you know. Tonight you're hot.
Yes.
Hot because, you know, Dr. Liegel Clarke, I go on and give himself too much trouble now. I mean, I released the tape too, you know, because you know, I have a tape with him too. As a matter of fact, they have one of the first tape with him.
Right.
Yes. I remember, you know, 2 against 1. And when him call me, you know, what's smarter than that, I'm just get up your phone and call him. Him have him second call me, I don't know if I'm second, who him use call me, and me make sure tape him. So when I tape him, because you know, you have to tape him because when him put him on him there in Miami, tell him I catch a plane, but him tell me, you know, me as like, you know, when I put out there, it hurt him with the SS. Let's see him. So him like it remove, or him come on the thing, become clear up some things, you know. And in a whole speech, in my tell lie to, you know, Maria. And yes,
it's a joke.
Because I know, you know, my kind of style is, you know, if him call me at the verse, somebody on the face of the planet for him call, because the first thing me I do, you call me, 2 of them, because them can't go tell lie, so you know, I grab them up. When him talk to me, I have to call me, you know. And that knock off and have to finish here the rest of the thing. So I feature back him thing, and I bust the tape. Because him that call all the man from CTAC, him call him idiot. You can't believe a police, a career police, McCracken. Him style him as that. Yeah. So him throw the man under the bus when the man come out and say no FBI wasn't there. A career man like that. See? So my sister, them won't go come up for like more like a party thing. And them do this. It's not the first. Them take up for SSL and I don't think anybody under the bus, and we have some time fit stop.
True.
Yeah. So I'm see where we're today right now. If I'm signing because when Ratty there, I play the clip in the people. I have it up there already. You know? So I'm going to say Ratty are signing right now. Yeah. Because more play it from start as Ratty come in, me start play it. So when I catch up on nothing. And then
exactly.
When McCracken come out and say the FBI wasn't here. So him come out and I call the man all idiot and thing. As a matter of fact, he might tell me about how long he have him career. And like me, I'm mashing up for 50 years. No, a man will turn 51. You can't have a career for 50 years. You see, these are the things what I'm not understand with me. You know, when you're talking, everything me dissect, you know. You understand? I dissect everything. So I make nothing at all around me. Yeah, man. Where's the need a glass of wine? No, I already used to tape at the same SSL. So where Liegel Clarke, him have a ways to go around and him calling people and them things. The people that know, so me know for beat them, you know. When them call me will beat them, you know. Because I want them put it on tape that I can dissect it. And that me. So the best thing for them though, if you call me to talk to me, I better you not talk to me. And I better you, when you see me, you get a duct tape and tape around your mouth. Because the word out of your mouth will defile you. If you're not truthful. Make sure you talk to me truthful. Because if you don't do that, you say something wrong there, so I'm going to match it up. Because I'm just my kind of style, yeah? Yes, man. Yes, man. You see me, that's my kind of style. So I'm going to play the thing with me and Ratty. We just remind the people them why we not see him on my show. Because him saying that come to explain. You understand?
Right.
Yeah, man. Him say I come to explain. And me and Ratty, you know, him not going to answer certain questions. I say, all right, man, but me make sure I grab him. And next thing when you grab him because you don't want him, go say boom and him say, well, is him call me no more than know your number and call him. You understand? But me I say you can't call people like the intimidation thing or how you talk and them thing like people like that. You don't do that. See? I will keep it on a professional level because we are watching with it, you know. We are watching, you know. You understand? We're watching, man. So we are boss that the tape. No. Me are boss that tape the now. We know yet because me I try to show you another first. So me hear before people say, why I'm calling me? And me I say, hold on. So Dr. Clarke instead of you do Liegel Clarke. Instead of you do finance business, you go around like them mafia car people and I tell you and them want to indoctrinate them with a bag of garbage and foolishness. That can't work. They use it against you. See me as a sister.
But you know, what is happening, you know, listening to that tape, and I was listening to the program that you did, dissecting the tape, you know, word for word and line by line. And the truth is, greetings, my brother. And the truth is, what he was saying did not make any sense because he's basically saying that they're paying the people to stay there and monitor the very computers that they need.
Mike.
As part of the investigation. No, greetings, Ratty.
No, me I hear you, Ratty. Ratty, me I hear you, know. Ratty.
Yeah, we hearing you.
Me hear you. Ratty, me I hear you, know. You up, man. Well, Andy, hey. Ratty, your mic clear.
We're hearing you, Ratty, again.
You up the earphone, your mic clear. Well done.
Yeah, we're hearing it. Yes, you know, and you listen to it. And the question is, why is the taxpayers on the hook for SSL's money? And he keeps saying that it's FSC's money, FSC's money. How can it be FSC's money? Isn't it the taxpayers' money that is paying paying the staff that is there? And why is the taxpayers paying this kind of bill? And the investigators, he's saying the investigators, yes, you're up.
You're clear. You're up.
You're clear. You're clear, Ratigan.
One.
Yes.
I not hear you. I not hear you.
But you're good.
We're not hearing.
Yeah, you can hear me now. You hear me now? But we are hear you now. We are hear you good. You can't hear me? You can't hear me? Yeah, you can hear me now, Ratty? May I hear you good, man? You can hear me? Yeah, man.
Yes, you know, so why are the taxpayers paying this bill? And he's saying that the investigators need them there for to turn the computers on. The investigators know how to our computer savvy. The investigators, if they do not get the passwords, they know how to get in without the password. So I don't see how it is that he's justifying what he's this nonsense with this kind of explanation. I don't want to interrupt it, you know, with this kind of explanation, because his explanation makes no sense. He's basically dumbing down the Jamaican people, talking down to them and behaving like, oh, this is just way above their heads, you know? They cannot understand this. No, investigators, any part of the world you go, and the minute there's a fraud somewhere, the investigators come in and the staff have nothing to do with the computers, nothing at all. Because investigators are qualified and skilled enough to do their jobs without the staff there to do anything on the computers, because they're going to wipe off whatever information might incriminate them. So why would they be there to do that?
So sister, you know, you're the biggest mistake we make, right? That's when you said the investigator and we map here. You remember him said 15 million. In a that thing, the man said him pay 9.5 million to the staff. 9.5. So that leave 500,000, 10 million, plus an next 5 million, 5.5 million. And him couldn't just start paying. Him said the FSC. So it's a lie again. And him say he might have used the thing where them seize and pay it. So he might tell lie again. Taxpayers money, not the FSC, which our money same way. But him come back and then hear this again now. Hear this. Him say August, them pay for August, but it couldn't be August alone because them say them need them. That mean them work from around January. So them pay them all the time. These people are supposed to get charged. Yeah? So him
Exactly.
say 9.5 million, where the rest of money there? Where the 5.5 million there per month? That means them pocket it. It's dangerous. See me, I say,
it is dangerous, and you see, it speaks to the kind of corruption that is going on in Jamaica. Because if the finance minister is saying that they need to keep the staff there, the government has to pay the staff to help the investigators. Who are these investigators who lack computer skills that they need the staff to help them? That makes no sense. So if he's going to pay the staff to help the investigators, then he doesn't need the investigators. And if he's, like he said, they're bringing in foreign help. They don't need the staff there to help them, because if he's using the FBI sure don't need the staff there to help them. They can do their thing on their own. They know exactly what to do. So whichever organization that they're using overseas, they do not need a staff there to help them. So nothing he says make any sense. And then where is the rest of the money from the 15 million that he says he's paying per month? Where's the rest of money? So who is pocketing that? Because even the Prime Minister said it was 14.5. He said 15 million. Now he's saying it is 9.5 million. So, okay, the rest of money, where is that coming from? Where has that gone? You know? And the other thing is, he has $15 million to pay for SSL staff, when this money could go into education and healthcare and national security. What about the children who need this kind of money? What about patients? What about buying hospital beds? What about buying MRI machines, buying CT scans? So they have money to waste on nonsense. And anything that needs to be done, they cannot find the money for. They cannot find the money to pay teachers, nurses, doctors, policemen, firemen. They cannot find the money for anything, no infrastructure, but they can find money to pay $1 billion for a consultant company to come and put together something about job description. $1.5 billion. They can find $15 million a month to be paying SSL staff.
Yeah, Maria.
Yes.
But Maria, hear this now. We change up the whole thing for him now, because another 15 million me account, we want over what 5.5 billion there. Because himself, the youth now tape him, he might tell him something and him tell him, say, I'm 9.5 million. And yet him tell the whole world, say, 15 million. So something wrong there. Let me show you what we are talking people, and then we have to come in, we get into this, right? But this is what we are talking. These are the news where McCracken come in and talk. Listen this.
SSL fraud is being led by Jamaican law enforcement agents.
So far, the investigations have all been conducted by members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And I just want to point out to that the police have the capacity.
Hold on, Nero. See, yeah, me up now. Back up. Oh.
Yes, I'm hearing you and I'm seeing you.
All right, good. So me just refresh my thing. All right. So me just go back to this now, and then I play back this now. See that boss. Just listen this.
The SSL fraud is being led by Jamaican law enforcement agents.
So far, the investigations have all been conducted by members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And I just want to point out to that the police have the capacity to fully investigate this matter. There have been similar matters for which we have successfully investigated. And based on the investigation, if we require the assistance of the FBI, that is, if we find out during the investigation that there is any international aspect to this investigation, then that is when we will invite the FBI or ask them to assist us. But so far, the investigation is being led by the Jamaican police.
ACP Anthony McLaughlin, head of CTALK.
So that clear, yeah, that clear. So him say, if them want the FBI, so him say them are do it. I remember him supposed to know in the career police this, not the finance minister. So when him did call me, met the one call, no matter of fact, hear me talk to him, yeah. People, me just go now look around now. While we twin to come down, but I'm going to run down. Listen this. Listen this.
Thank God. This is Wayne Lawson. He did the YouTube program that I had sent to you to say that some clarification would be needed. Oh, hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Mr. Lonesome, look here, man.
Yes, man. We need some clarification because something.
You posted yesterday.
Yes, but so.
I saw something you posted yesterday, which is libeling me, man. You know,
No, but hear this now. No, but you want me to say to you now. You want me to say to you now. If you come and say something, because we have followed up the whole case, and then you have a policeman, remember it's a damage free repetition to you know. And if him come and tell me said there is no FBI, remember me move with FBI to between me and you. Now you see me a Rattigan move and everything, right? And I'm a lawyer too and everything. And if we are we move with a lot of expert. And if we are going to hear the man come and say there is none, and then the police now come make a next statement now and say, listen, the man is a misunderstanding, that are hurt we head. So we need you should have come back and explain, because the young man does explain to it now. You understand? Because when that put out, it put out wrong signal to us.
What I was explaining to Wayne, Dr. Clarke, is that there are different elements of the investigation going on. So while people responsible for what's happening on the ground as it relates to like gene pants and so on, where the wire transfers and all of that and assets and so on, that is where, you know, expert and overseas assistants will be brought in.
Yes. So thank you so much, David, and thank you for linking me with. I can call you Wayne?
Yes, man, of course. Yes,
right.
man.
Okay. Thanks for linking me with Wayne. All right, so the first thing to realize, Wayne, is that when you step forward to serve your country, like on the front lines of politics like that,
yes,
you are dependent on a whole bureaucracy, right, to perform, right?
Yes.
Because you can't do everything, right? So you go out and you say what is going to happen, and they have to go and do it. And in instances like this, it shows you the risk that you take, because any idiot can come out and say anything that, you know, contradicts, and that's what happened here.
Yeah, not call the idiot. Let me stop it right there, sir. You hear that, Maria? Any idiot. You talk about a career police, and at him, them do the investigation. You call McCracken. Any idiot and it happened there, sir.
Exactly. What a shame on this
way. Can bring people under the bus, and we can't play about the man and say no, FBI agent wasn't there, and then them gonna make a next statement because the government of the day try to control the narrative. And this is how them lie. You understand? So you call a man idiot. But
and I would take McCracken's word. I would take McCracken's word for it over Nigel Clarke, of course, because he is a career and that is the problem, you know. It's not that they don't have police officers who can do the job. Those who are willing to do the job with integrity, they are being sidelined. Or when they speak up, they get sent to the rubbish heap. Okay? That is what is happening. So I would take Anthony McCracken's word over Nigel Clarke or any member of the government any day, because he knows what he's saying. He did his job, and he was right when he said the FBI wasn't there, but they were doing their job. He was right about that. So for him to not be disrespecting him, even though Nigel Clarke was wrong, shows you the level of disrespect and disdain that the government have for the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the police officers of integrity in the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
McCracken is an idiot. Any idiot, and that messy. Not my word, Nigel. Not my word. So me I try to show when him call people, he may style it. Not my word.
But wait, you know, this is gonna create another big problem for Nigel now, you know.
No, but me have to let it go, because me see my call.
You have to.
Say, why am I do this? Why you doing this? Remember me have my tape, you know, me a professional, you know.
And it's not only Queenie who is disrespectful in a way. It's not only Queenie who is disrespectful. The entire Jamaica Labour Party government, they are disrespectful to the hard-working people in Jamaica, those of integrity, those who will not fall in line. They are very disrespectful to them. So it's not only Queenie. Queenie is only vulgar, loud, and outrageous. But they are all disrespectful. Some of them insult them in the decent way, like Nigel Clarke.
But no, but the man that idiot. After the man said no, FBI might tell the truth and then come out and talk to the nation and him and the police. And him want the man quiet, said the man an idiot. So you have an idiot around the seat.
Exactly.
Police too much years.
Exactly.
You just go in politics and get a position and call the man the idiot.
Calling a career law enforcement man an idiot who knows his job inside and out.
And here when I tell me now, say me damage him character now. Listen here.
So what I need to understand, the first thing, where the purpose of the call is to say that the thing, I understand where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, it libels me. And you know, I work hard for my reputation over 50 years. You know, okay. Now, I want to give you the reason.
So let me start that again. Oh, he worked for over 50 years in career. Yeah, yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, man. He worked for film career. The man adults in born around 71 or 72. So if you're adults the other day, adults up more around March is happening. So if you're around 51, I got 52. Or you work on a career for over 50 years, ma'am. When you're a baby before you born, you work on a career. I said the man has to be careful when you talk to me. That makes sense to you, ma'am?
No, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make, but you know, but you realize where how everybody's libeling him. Everything you say,
it's libeling him.
Everything, yes, every fact you, because what you said to him, you know, was a factual statement, of course, and it was based on what Mr. McLaughlin said, which was factual. But the minute you come with the facts to these people, they cry, "Oh, but you're libeling me." How can the truth libel somebody? A libel is a lie. That's what a libel is, you know, when you're telling something that is false on somebody and tarnishing somebody's reputation. You cannot tarnish somebody's reputation with the truth. So what is he talking about?
So sister, so me I take up from my cracking and I tell him, say, listen, you can't tarnish the man, you tarnish him, not make him look bad. Him are the career police, him we believe. We not for that. You are him do the investigation. And then when you talk to him tell you say him deal with policy, him not deal with that. That mean I'm cracking me, I listen to what deal with them kind of investigation there. Not him. But him I tell him deal with policy, but you still call the man idiot. Any idiot and that will see happen. Cracking him call idiot.
Exactly.
When me stand up for you, you just hear my tape. You don't know, so me have this from March, don't it? You don't know. But when we are stand up for you, I will make him put it down there, but we have it. We have to keep it. So now the first when me hear somebody come out and say, me have it too, man.
But it's about timing, you know. Timing is important, you know, Wayne. Timing is important. Because if you had done it then,
so let it go. Yeah, man.
Right, yes. Yeah. If you had done it then, it wouldn't be as relevant as it is right now. Because you are holding him up, you see? So everything ties in, because everybody's libeling this man. The minute you open your mouth, you don't say that because you're going to libel him. And he's thin-skinned and he gets offended very easily. And everything is about, you know, his feelings. He don't hurt his feet. He doesn't want to get his feelings hurt. But he's in the wrong job. The minute he becomes a politician, he's going to be scrutinized and raked over the coals many times. So if he cannot take the heat, get out of the kitchen and leave it for somebody else. He said he just got into politics prior to becoming finance minister. Okay, that's understandable. But it doesn't absolve him of learning what the ministry and his job is all about, because everything he knows nothing about. He doesn't know how the financial sector works because, you know, he's not responsible for that and he doesn't know anything. But it's just a matter of convenience, because he is supposed to know these things, Wade. He's supposed to know these things. Because it is the government that issues the licenses, and they have to put in place strict legislations to protect people's investments. So clearly he did not do his job. And he's saying, no, he didn't know it because it happened over 10 years. I like when he said Usain's money was missing in 2018. What does he think that says?
Yeah, but I use that in 2018. But me tell them that I use long time. So 2020.
When was the election? When was the election?
Well, yes. That's for sure said the oligarch a criminal, because them give you send them a statement in a 2023. Up to, a matter of fact, 2022 say them have all their money in there. That was just a statement where them just print on paper about them thief the money already. Him admit it. Now, to me, you have a career police that tell you there is no FBI. I'm going to play it back. So when him talk to the man, me I pick up fire now, McCracken. Some want him talk, them not understand me. No more like when him put him things pan thing for me that me can dissect it, eh? I don't know who him I deal with. Me say when him run me, when you come with lie, I better you use a duct tape up your own mouth, Write on that you can't say nothing. Don't say nothing. And don't write nothing either. Because I can read into things too, Saying? Because see, you when push for himself as a finance minister, he might tell them deal with policy. But there's still police who deal with policing, investigating a head of CTAC. Him say the man an idiot. Any idiot. And that what she call the man idiot. Because the man come out and tell you, say, they might do this and this way them reach and everything. Him for resign,
And he cannot put a spin on this in a way. He cannot put a spin on this in a way. Because the only person you were in the only person you were talking about in the conversation was Mr. McClarkin, Nobody else. So when he says that any idiot, the only person he could be referring to is Mr. McClarkin. So it doesn't matter how much they want to come out and spin and make it look good, because this is going to be something that gets him now, because it's going to be talked about. Because he did call the man an idiot. He did, it's not what he said, but how he said it. So he did it.
I said the man an idiot, and the man don't know what I'm doing, because I'm an idiot.
Exactly. The law enforcement is.
I'm finished making it here when he explain to me. And then Ratty call me, I saw it stop recording, it cut off, And then Ratty finish here where I say. Me tell you, say, you understand here?
So you understand. I want to explain what happened.
Yes.
And then give you the background and everything. So this is an investigation that started with the FID. Right?
Yes.
It was the FID who were first alerted of all. You have many law enforcement agencies. You have CTAC, you have Fraud Squad, you have JCF, you have MOCA, you have FID. The first law enforcement agency that was notified was FID. Why? Because it's a financial crime. What is FID responsible for? Financial crimes. Okay? Now, FID is the money laundering authority in Jamaica.
Yes, I know that, yes.
Who prosecutes money laundering. FID is in the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service.
I know that also. I know, so them seized, and, for what them call it, for what crime, like when you get these people, proceeds of crime. I know the whole of that, yes.
Right, so they are in my ministry.
I know that.
And when I spoke to the country in the end of January, and I spoke on the basis of what FID would have informed me, which is the fact. Okay, what people understand is that when it comes to money laundering, financial investigation units are in touch with financial investigation units around the world. That's a natural thing. And if we are, the charges against Jean Panton are just the initial charges. Okay, where we are in the world today is that whenever there's a money laundering offense, you have to slap that on to the original offense. If a man thief money and then he use the money and wire it, you don't only charge him for thieving, you charge him for money laundering. If a man, you understand, the money laundering is
yeah, man, I know about the whole money laundering. I know about all of this, yes,
right.
Yes.
Okay, so to investigate the money laundering side of it, FID can work with the Jamaican banks because they have all of that information and they can find out where the money went in Jamaica. But what you have to do is to find out where is the money. She woman steals $6 million, she can't eat it.
She alone cannot get that, yes, but
right, she can't eat it. So how are they going to suppose the money?
So she can't eat it. We know that she can't them money there and you're about 6 million, no, billions. So it's not the woman, I know it's them and them friend. So when we do, you make them put it down. And when I talk to him, when Ratty come on back, him fix him thing, then me tell him, say, listen me come on, Pani, boy, you can't ask me certain question, and we say, all right. And I tell Ratty, say, Ratty, what you don't know. But just ask him, kind of want you ask him about SSL, boy, if you choke him. Yeah, but you know, I run him in, okay, I run off. Because we study him, and him run off for you. When Ratty come, Ratty tell him, man, come and tell you, you're not pressure and kind of moving, okay. You have to hold him, man. You ask him some little things, can you want to ask him, say he want to clear himself. Say, I'm a matter of fact, say, Ratty, yeah. The great Ratty. Yo. Now hear the music.
Yeah, me turn on the music. Yeah. No, but upon the thing with Kevin, I try to link me out because I'm come to them.
You're up in a ratty. Now, yeah,
We are hearing you, Ratigan. We are hearing you.
Oh, okay. No, hold on there. Kevin,
we are hearing you.
Yeah, I'm gonna move it over, Kevin. Move it over. Yeah, move it over. Move it over. I got you. Okay. I got you. All right, cool.
So, Ratty, we just have brief them, you know. Panamania or wicked Liegel Clarke. Because when me a tape him, you call me. And when it come off, you finish here when I talk to me, say, right? No, okay. I have an open for him. Him no know some me tape him, you know. And then me have you as a witness.
Well, no.
Yeah, me just a play it. I'm going to play it back again. When him call McCracken idiot. Because McCracken it come out and said there is no FBI. And McCracken I tell it say if them want them, then me get them. Let me play it back. You just come in, so I have to play it back. I'm going to play back a little part of it. When I interview him say we must ask him, because you're here, right? We must ask him about certain things. He can't talk about SSL. So I say, okay, we ask about the nation and what have you. And I tell you, if we touch him, but not touch him too hard. Remember me I tell you touch him, and you touch him, what him do? Him not run.
Oh, you mean during the interview?
Yep, on the interview. Him not run when you touch him.
Eh? Yeah, him say that that him can't answer no question about investigations. Him is a policy person. And right. So he wouldn't answer, he wouldn't touch any of the questions I'm gonna ask him regarding the investigations. Because I was asking him, basically, I asked him then, you know, you make the announcement. So I mean, if anybody have any questions regarding the investigations, they would want to come to you naturally because you make the announcement. It wasn't made by the Ministry of National Security or the police commissioner or, you know, Minister Delroy, Chuck or anybody else. It was you. So that's why I will come to you. But then he said, no, you can't come to me because I'm a policy person. And so the interview, really, from my perspective, it never really gone away because, you know, me I try to find out, you know, what's the nature of the investigation? What exactly you plan to do? Who have you consulted with? Have you set up a schedule? A whole bunch of questions.
And answer. What I'm play back what McCracken said. Hear this. I play it back. I play the tape. When I tape him, look at. Hear this. I'm play back the chat here. News.
SSL fraud is being led by Jamaican law enforcement agents.
So far, the investigations have all been conducted by members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And I just want to point out too that the police have the capacity to fully investigate this matter. There have been similar matters for which we have successfully investigated. And based on the investigation, if we require the assistance of the FBI, that is, if we find out during the investigation that there is any international aspect to this investigation, then that is when we will invite the FBI or ask them to assist us. But so far, the investigation is being led by the Jamaican police.
ACP Anthony McLaughlin, head
of... Let me sort a big part of that, you know.
Yeah. Him say...
No, play it again for me now. Come on, make some notes.
Into the SSL fraud is being led by Jamaican law enforcement agents.
So far, the investigations have all been conducted by members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And I just want to point out too that the police have the capacity to fully investigate this matter. There have been similar matters for which we have successfully investigated. And based on the investigation, if we require the assistance of the FBI, that is, if we find out during the investigation that there is any international aspect to this investigation, then that is when we will invite the FBI or ask them to assist us. But so far, the investigation is being led by the Jamaican police.
ACP Anthony McLaughlin, head of CTAC.
So when him said desperati, him said clear. Him a head of CTAC. CTAC, you know, career police. That man has him deal with, you know what him deal with? Him not deal with laws, right? Him deal with policy. Him not deal with him not deal with police business, him deal with policies. But the man head of CTAC, and him tell you clear, so no FBI not there, Ratty. When him say not, them not have no FBI, if them want them, may contact them. Do you hear that the man say clear?
Yes. Yes.
So
by the way, well, before I go further, let me just say big up to Maria and the viewing audience. Forgive my manners, but just get frustrated a while ago.
Respect my brother.
Yeah, I couldn't get on, and some people come out today and do some works, and the system's supposed to up, and then could I hear you now? But no, you could hear me, but I couldn't hear you. So again, big up to Kevin. So him just come off our work and run inside and place and get me up and running. So yeah, go ahead, Virgin. Play what you say. I play now. No?
All right. So that with him. This time before you call me when we make you finish hearing. Hear this now. Everybody like him.
The only way to find it.
Hear this.
Dwayne Lawson. He did the YouTube program that I had sent to you to say that some clarification would be needed. Oh, hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Mr. Lonesome, look here, man.
Yes, man. We need some clarification because something.
You posted yesterday.
Yes, but so.
I saw something you posted yesterday, which is libeling me, man. You know,
No, but hear this now. No, but you want me to say to you now. You want me to say to you now. If you come and say something, can we have follow up the whole case? And then you have a policeman, remember it's a damage free repetition to you know. And if him come and tell me say there is no FBI. Remember me move with FBI to between me and you. Now you see me a Rattigan move and everything, right? And I'm a lawyer too and everything. And if we are and we move with a lot of expert. And if we are hear the man come and say there is none. And then the police now come make a next statement now and say, listen, the man is a misunderstanding. That are hurt we head. So we need you should have come back and explain because the young man does try explain to it now. You understand? Because when that put out wrong signal to us.
What I was explaining to Wayne, Dr. Clarke, is that there are different elements of the investigation going on. So while some people responsible for what's happening on the ground as it relates to like gene panting and so on, where the wire transfers and all of that and assets and so on, that is where, you know, expert and overseas assistants will be brought in.
Yes. So thank you so much, David, and thank you for linking me with. I can call you Wayne?
Yes, man, of course. Yes,
man. Okay. Thanks for linking me with Wayne. All right, so the first thing to realize, Wayne, is that when you step forward to serve your country, like on the front lines of politics like that,
yes,
you are dependent on a whole bureaucracy, right, to perform, right?
Yes.
Because you can't do everything, right? So you go out and you say what is going to happen, and they have to go and do it. And in instances like this, it shows you the risk that you take, because any idiot can come out and say anything that contradicts, and that's what happened here. So what I need to understand, the first thing, the purpose of the call is to say that the thing, I understand where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, it libels me. And
no, remember stop it. It's about from a good and more. So I'm calling the man any idiot. And the man me talk about macaque. And him call him any idiot. And you him tell you the purpose of the call because him send him young man to come call me, right? And then him the day at the airport in Miami, say I go long back. So. And then you call me, I'll make it here. So it libels him. A matter of fact, the libels either part of to know.
And, I work hard for my reputation over 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
No, but if I'm born 71, and no one 2023, you're turning 52 this year. Or you work over 50 years, your repetition, brother. What do you mean by the 50 years? So when you're a baby, you work for your repetition, brother. Over 50, it's not 15. 50, me not say you're 1 plus I got 2. And when you're 1 plus, you could have worked for repetition, Ratty. You don't know yourself. I don't know, You're gonna tell us this is how him just lie and love other and not think. It's a 35 over 50 years in work for film repetition. That me I try to show you, it's when you tell lie, them not come straight, Ratty. I'm going to truth. You hear this? I'm liable to him. Kind of ask about a video if he move because I hurt him. When I put up. Same thing when him do. So I do it too much now. You say me to come out with this. For me do it right. He wanna call the rest of people them, And the same SSL thing. I think him no want nobody chat about it. You know, see it use and hold him, brother. And the same SSL thing, But if this come out, you only hear somebody say, him call me and this. But me have it, me tape it. Can't remember 2 against 1 that in a ratty. Me no ram so. So when him call and say, him say boom bam bam and then call him at the airport. When I go back to Jamaica and say, hey, come me there Miami, book back and then him talk to me. Me have to grab them. Because them could have go say, but Mr. Lonesome get me number and call me. Nothing like that. Moon have them number. And call them an idiot, brother. The head of seat.
Because what is something not going with my system, because what happens is that it keep on I don't know if you know see, but it keep on a shut down and it a restart.
Let me make you the power. I'm saying it. Let me hear this.
And if we are got to admit and we have everything. Right, and if we are got to admit and we move with a lot of expert. And if we are got to hear the man come and say there is none. And then the police now come make a next statement now and say, listen, the man is a misunderstanding. That are earth we head. So we need you should have come back and explain, because the young man does explain to it now. You understand? Because when that put out wrong signal to us.
What I was explaining to Wayne, Dr. Clarke, is that there are different elements of the investigation going on. So while people responsible for what's happening on the ground as it relates to like gene pants and so on, we're in the wire trying.
The airport, the nice in the background. The airport in there, right? So you hear him say any idiot another tap now. Maka Kinimata, Maka Kinimata chat about, right?
And all of that assets and so on. That is where, you know, expert and overseas assistants will be brought in.
Yes. So thank you so much, David, and thank you for linking me with. I can call you Wayne?
Yes, man, of course. Yes,
man. Okay. Thanks for linking me with Wayne. All right, so the first thing to realize, Wayne, is that when you step forward to serve your country, like on the front lines of politics like that,
yes,
you are dependent on a whole bureaucracy, right, to perform, right?
Yes.
Because you can't do everything, right? So you go out and you say what is going to happen, and they have to go and do it. And in instances like this, it shows you the risk that you take, because any idiot can come out and say anything that, you know, contradicts, and that's what happened here.
You hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Any idiot, and that's what happened here. The man come out and said there is no FBI ratty. And you hear what this man say? This man take the man and fling the courier police under the bus. And me I pick up Macaque, you know, because I him believe. Because him the going to work, this man is not a lawman. He's not a peace officer. And I head have fun of these. You understand?
Right.
Him just keep with him policy. And him call the man an idiot and fling him under the bus. Eh? A country can't run Sarati.
No. Look, let me give my take on this. My take on this is this. If I were advising the Minister of Finance and the Public Service, I will say to him, look, if the idea is that you're going to be focused on policy, then let it be only policy. You don't stray and cross the line over into investigations, because that's when you're going to get into trouble. So, for example, if I were advising him, he wouldn't have made that statement. He would not have made that, because he crossed the line and went over into the investigative part, and now telling you that, hey, any idiot can say this, and that contradicts anything else that's going on, right? And
that's what happened now. So right. My idiot. So Macaque is an idiot. It's an asset. I Google me take for your asset in Macaque. Real police. You understand?
Hold on.
Real police.
You know something? Where is McLaughlin these days? We haven't heard anything from him since.
Because them push him on. After them destroy real police, you know. And this the way them destroy real police. Because McLaughlin did this, you know, such a hey, a guy there. Liegel him for move, you know. Him for move, man. This a total disrespect. You understand? You have a next thing with the Prime Minister of say tell the commissioner who to go investigate. That a breach, you know. The Prime Minister can't police to the policing.
The Prime Minister said
as something a crime commit. You as a Prime Minister not supposed to order him to go investigate nothing.
No.
Who do that?
The only time you can
in Jamaica, brother.
The only time you can say something like that, if you're the prime minister, is if you're a witness to a crime or something like that, then you can call the police and say, I just witnessed a crime. And
that is it.
Yeah, but
Mr. Prime Minister order this a Google Gaga. That a crime within itself. Him order this I said every minute, me as a 2 police uptown, I laugh to the 2, you know. And I said, boy, then go call my name. Some people call my name, only my name get red. So when you my name, I said get red. That's a Google Gaga. Me hear about you know, police. Me hear about you know. Because them are laughing and say, me call my name on Google Gaga, you know. Me get red.
You see, you know, sometimes, well, look, I try to be objective and try to get all the facts together before making a decision. And what I'll say about the Minister of Finance is that he's very active, but he's also controversial in the sense that he's involved in a lot of things, and it's not coming through. The perception is that he's not doing what's in the best interest. He's not doing what's in the best interest of the country, even though he might be. Because, and not take up theme, but I can tell you one thing that the thing is, you see, when you talk a whole heap of things and you hurt and people get hurt, you may not intend for them to get hurt, but it don't really matter. If people get hurt, people get hurt. And this idea, he just mentioned something that you're dependent on a bureaucracy to do things and all that stuff. I give no politicians any pass by making that statement, because at the end of the day, you are responsible, because you put them people in position, and if those people are not doing what they're supposed to do, I blame you, because you're the leader. It's that simple, right? So what happens now with him, with the Minister of Finance, is that him get involved with a lot of things, and here is the problem now. If he says something that's truthful, who going to believe him? Who going to believe him? People are going to say from
the truthful though.
Eh?
He might talk things the truthful. Because if you know, say no, FBI not there, you didn't know. And then you hear McCracken come and say, if them need them, because them say them do this. The police step on the gun and them are do it and them say it. Him at the head. And then you come and show him and call him an idiot.
No, you're right. You're right. And that's why I said he should have never crossed that line and gone over an investigative portfolio. He should have continued with the line of answers he gave me when I was on your program. When he said, I can't answer that question because it has to do with investigation. I'm a policy person. Every single question, he answered it that way.
No, but you remember when him called the offline, him a style people. Him love do that. You can't hear it. You can't tell us I have the tape. But if me they play my tape from then, you want to get no more tape from him. You don't know what I tape him. So you see everything on the same SSL when you talk about it, you want to look up and find your number. Then somebody call it and him come. That him I do. It's like, like the mafia. You talk something on the mafia find you and say, listen, you're liable me in a mind, But them do it a little weird and I said, no, you're liable me. So you use the word like, it sounds like even not if you're liable somebody that sound like a court treaty, you can get a lawsuit for defamation or something because you're liable. Liable who? If the man come and say that, and we say the government a tell lie, because you can't have the head of CETA come and tell you say they're not there. No, if they're not there, and then you come and call them and I said, I call them an idiot. You see
again, it would appear to me, again, thinking and acting objectively, that this minister, whenever something is out there that's negative about him, he gets on their skin. And so there's a sense that, I have to deal with it, Just like when you put up your thing, I'm like, okay, I have to talk to him about taking this thing down. And then when this man put up something in Facebook or one of them, the guy put up something and said that the government the lie or something like that, or the government steal and pay the people. And then jump and call the guy. If I'm advising him, I tell him, no, stay away from that. Because you already declare yourself as a policy person. So don't get involved with investigative issues. Leave that. And by the way, where is the Minister of National Security on this? Because a crime, right? It's a financial crime.
And yes, and in your ear. But the police really, you should have heard the police chief. I deal with them thing, yeah.
Oh, the police coming out.
And you should have heard even Strike 5. You should have give them, nothing like this. It's true.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you how it put him in a really bad situation.
Yeah.
Because of all of this stuff. No, right? Him come out and say something that's truthful enough. But people not paying attention to that because here's what happened now. The idea that the government is using taxpayers' money to pay the SSL workers, that's not true. It's coming from FID. Them have a fund where them have seizures and forfeitures in, right? And them have that. That is not taxpayers' money. That's money with them take from drug dealers and them seize cars and them sell them all them stuff. That money is sitting there. And so that's not taxpayers' money. But see, when him come out and him put out some stuff about that, but it get lost in a translation.
No, but him come tell the young man now, say, at the FIC, pay them last month. Me play it today. That's him tell the young man when I talk to, you know.
FID supposed to pay.
No, the Financial Service Commission pay them.
Yeah, it's not FSC, it's supposed to be FID.
You know what, when him said them pay? 9.5 million, him pay them last month. Not 15. And them you couldn't employ them back last month. That means them work from January. So if you pay them 9.5 million, him tell him, say, you're not tape, you're off it. See, me come call me. That's why I'm calling him an idiot, because they expect me to tape you. You understand? I'm going to do it. So 9.5 million him pay. 9.5 them are pay. Not 15 million.
Now a message for him. Mr. Minister, you're probably eating your dinner and watching the program. And you probably have some heartburn while you're watching this thing. But listen to me and listen to me carefully. If you need a good advisor, I am available. I am very available for you. Because the mistakes them when we say I make, I mean, they're amateurish mistakes, and that's because you have wrong people around you and give advice. Because like I said, you can't do everything. So you depend on people. But these people are undependable, or these people lack knowledge, they lack experience, they lack skill. And so if you're listening to them, and it probably it's a combination of you listening to them and taking counsel, and also you putting your piece on it, and that's a recipe for disaster. Because it will end up being like the blind leading the blind. You can't have it like that. You need to have experts who can say, listen, this is what we're going to bum, and you follow this, and we get you through this thing. But you have the mistakes when we see I make right now. I mean, it's like unforced error. It's unforced error. You know, nobody are causing mistakes. You know, is the ministry and the minister come out and make them statements and are running all kinds of problems. You know, the other thing too is, what I would have liked to ask the minister is this. No, why is it that you need FSL employees to direct or to assist investigators when they are part of the organization? That's the problem.
You should be investigated too.
Yeah, I don't understand that piece.
Yes.
Because here's what happened. You have some skilled people out there that they can come in and they can start looking at the books and they can figure out what the hell's going on. You don't need an army of people, you know, within the same organization to help them. You don't need that, right? So I'm thinking, look, I'm familiar with white-collar investigations, right, with the FBI. And I don't remember them saying, oh, we're going to keep these people on and we're going to pay them because they need to show us what's going on. I mean, I don't understand. That's why you have forensic accountants. That's why you have large data analytics people. That's why you have investigators, right? You don't need them people. You get rid of them, or even if you say you need them, why you need them indefinitely? Why? How long now they start doing this investigation now? You remember? Months.
Let me answer you. Let me answer Maria, make it come in right away. Two things though. You say you advise him, but you say you can't advise a liar, you know. Because when you try to do that, you know, but you just put yourself, it make you look bad. Because you see, you can't have him done lie already. The Prime Minister the lie this thing on earth, him second. And then him not like you're not letting like put a twist, plus with thin skin. See? So when them advise him, if him just truthful, you could advise him. Because if him truthful, him not get himself in a this, you know. Him that just come and say, listen, He won't even mention it. He won't even say we are going to use them in the first place. That means we put it on our head. He won't even mention them. He just say if we need them because them capable in Jamaica. So if we need them, we're going to ask for them help. Even do something like that. So that be truthful, brother. So you don't need him. Don't need no twist. At the amount of lie because they need lie, you know. So him have to tell lie when him go in bed, when him wake up, him eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, travel, do everything. Remember, this are the same lie gel. You know what I'm saying to the top on the tape of my ear? Him say him don't know when the Prime Minister lock him account in a SSL. Him Google it. Him tell the merchant say, I Google it. The merchant say, oh, you don't know when him lock. No, it's him don't know. Him not really follow that and the Prime Minister in this, you know. Yes, till that make headline, you know. Him Google it. Him too lie, brother. Him to stop it.
Let me hear Mario have to say, because I want to say, yeah.
No, this is the thing. Not only is Minister of Finance Liegel Clarke saying this, do you know the Prime Minister is saying the very same thing too, that they need to keep the staff to help the investigators, basically saying that they need the staff to turn on the computer for the investigators, which makes no sense. But back to this issue of, him saying, the bureaucracy and what can happen with all the bureaucracy in place. But what he has done is that he has inserted himself into the affairs of law enforcement. And in so doing, he's the one who blurred the lines between his responsibility to do legislation and law enforcement's responsibility to investigate a crime. This is not his thing. And he says the FID is in his office because it does most with money laundering and all of that. Now, the FID is in his office, but it's law enforcement. It's a law enforcement arm that is in his office. So they should be advising him as to what is going on. He shouldn't be advising them, and that is what he seems to want to do here: is to tell them how it should be done, even though he doesn't have the skill set to do that. So I would take ACP McLaughlin's word over Liegel Clarke's word any day. And the thing is, with FID being in his office, he should have known way ahead of time that SSL was not only taking on water, it was going underwater. So he's not pretending, not to know. Doesn't make any sense, because they have to prepare a report and send it to the heads of to these ministers to tell them exactly what is happening, to outline the health of these ministries. And the finance ministry is such an important part of the Jamaican, of any country's economic life and health, that he should know what the health of his financial institutions individually and collective are, before coming out and saying this nonsense that he didn't know that this was happening on SSL because it took place before him, and then inserting himself into the affairs of AC McLaughlin.
Look, I'm willing to give anybody the benefit of the doubt. But when the doubt has been removed, it's kind of difficult, because, and here's where I'm going with this. You remember that FSC, Financial Services Commission, they said they sent a report over to him regarding the state of SSL. And he said he never received it. And then there was an email that came out that said, from the chairman or some official over there, saying that. And by the way, that person who sent the email used to work in the Ministry of Finance for the same minister. Yes, so they have a relationship, and the person said, not only did I send it by email, but I also sent it by courier.
Yeah.
He said he didn't see it, and he said he spent the weekend looking through cabinets and whatnot, and then he found it. Now, people are going to have a hard time believing that story. People are going to have a hard time. Seriously, people are going to have a hard time believing that.
So him,
well, I give him the benefit of the doubt, but you're going to.
No, but him got to cabinet himself, because people did look, and him secretary look. Remember, I'm a secretary. And by the way, when I'm going to tell about bureaucracy, you are the head of the bureaucracy. No, you are the head of that department. Don't come to me with that foolishness. You see, me tell you, let me tell you something, and them not understand me. The man of the wilderness. Hear this now. Can we tell you, so we study people, place, animal, things, and everything, right? So we study things, right? when him come round with him bag of foolishness. When you tell a lie, and you know you see me, you tell a lie, carry a big bung of duct tape, and for you see me, tape it right round. Just don't talk. Because for my lie, I hold this and then I say one the same tell it and I put it together. I dissect them. You understand? And I use them back against you. So me tell them straight. Because truth come straight in a ratty.
Yeah.
You understand? Like all about it and not this nobody under the bus.
Right.
Who own him because he might try shield the oligarch.
Right.
Even though it's important too.
Truth not zigzag. Truth straight.
No, sir, it's straight.
Lie zigzag.
Lie zigzag, they're about, you know, so.
But here's the thing though. Again, and may I get some messages that say, don't advise them, don't give them no advice.
But if I just tell people a lie, what now I make you look bad, you know, you not when you hear the lie, you have to say about lonesome, you know, say Elijah just tell me say this, but we know it's a lie still, you know. I say I'm born him.
No, but you have no.
Yeah?
No, is that again, he should have gotten up there as a Minister of Finance, talk about the financial piece, and then bring on the Minister of National Security alongside. Bring him with him, a Minister of Justice. Yeah. And then say, okay, I'll turn it over now to the investigators and make them start talk about it. Him should never take on the whole thing. And then him go say the FBI, you know, they're there, and then it start getting the impression that there's a lot of FBI agents there. And I'm telling you.
And him say, Ratty, remember him that say it's not only but to expectation, them are even
right.
And now they push it out, we are paying 9.5 million, but you still have 15, him tell me. Me do it today, you know. I just me not type the two of them. Me do it today.
Right.
Him say the FSC are paying 9.5 million and that them pay up to last month. 9.5 million.
No, what I would have liked to ask him, you know, what I would have liked to ask him, I would have liked to sit down and have a discussion with him and ask him how many FBI agents ended up in Jamaica to specifically for this investigation. How many? They have to give me no names. Just tell me the number. And when did they arrive? And their positions? And when did they leave? Or if they're still there. That's what I would have liked to ask him. Because I'm as I sit down here, so I'm telling you, the international assistance that they're talking about from the FBI, it's one person at the embassy. It's one.
Mm-hmm.
It's one. And so but the fact that they have an engagement with this person, it gives them the latitude to come out and say, well, we're working with the FBI, which is true. But the impression given is that you have a team of FBI investigators there on the ground, looking at this, going into the office and interviewing people and doing this. And none of that are going. None of that are going. I mean, I'm open to being fully corrected. But as I sit here, I firmly believe that they don't have the FBI team sitting down there going through.
No, them don't.
No.
Me that year, man. Remember me at the win. No good that me just say someone just say Mary. No, Mr. Rattigan. With all due respect, please never work with Liegel. Don't put no N right there. Yes, Liegel, yeah. Yes. Don't let me say never work with believe you would be tainted. So yeah.
Here's the thing though. The thing is, things start, the wheels start fall off of this. That is cartel, right? And at the end of the day, it's the Jamaican people are suffering. That's my primary focus. How can we get this thing back on so that we can take the interest? We know what you also get rid of him. No.
We have to send him to prison. We not just get rid of him, so we have to send him to prison. We have to investigate them and send them to prison. We not just you can't just fire up somebody and make them stay. So at times some of them guys go to prison. And a joke. We see it everywhere else.
Well, look, here's the thing. The thing about it is this. I'm saying that because I'm interested in getting the Jamaican people back on track, back on course with the government. That's why I'm saying this. My interest is the Jamaican people. But seriously, they would never have me anywhere near there. No, they would never. Because here's the thing. One of the things I'll be looking at, if I'm investigating this, I'd say, okay, you know what? We're investigating the fraud. That's fine. But also, let's look at the possibility of insider trading, insider information being leaked to people. Because I would go back and say, let's look at, see who withdraw funds and how much they withdraw over a certain period of time. And you know that net going to get some politicians. You know that.
Yes, including the Prime Minister. But closing the whole book in the straw. Including them whole account.
Well,
in a pandemic. It's scary.
But that alone would compel me now to say this is somebody that we need to talk to. As the FBI, I said we need to interview this person because we need to find out why during the pandemic, why he had this investment for such a long period of time, and then all of a sudden he went in and the whole thing, he didn't even leave, he never even left a red cent. He take the whole thing. So could it be that somebody informed him that, hey, this thing is going under, take your money and run? And if that is the case, we need to know from the Prime Minister who informed him, if that's the case. So I would be looking at this. I would just want to be looking at the people inside here who went into accounts and do all kinds of things. I would expand the investigation to include people who would start looking at them because they are potential witnesses. They are potential informants that you can say, okay, you know what? You take your money out. We want to know why you take your money out. Because if you take the money out, where did you put that money? Did you reinvest that money, or you just take the money out and drop it in the bank? Or what do you do with that money? I would have wanted to know.
No, but I kept saying that thing because here is. If this is a place where you invest your money and then you take it out and put it in a similar place, that is a problem too. Exactly. And if you just take it out and just say, internet I go some money you put in a bank, I say, oh, do you put in a bank in a safe place? In a safe. Why you don't take it out and just put in a bank? But not going to interest like that.
If you go back and you look on the investment and you say that the investment did not grow.
Yes.
Said, why you take it out? Did that grow? Why you have a you take out the whole thing? That's not typically that's not how investors move money.
No.
You know? That's not how you move. The investment now grow, and then you just come in and take out the whole thing. If you suspect that something will happen, I mean, truly suspect something will happen. Like if you watch the market, you probably take out some. You not take out the whole thing. Nobody ever do that. So my investigation would be extremely broad. And you know, they said that I think the FID said that they hope to FID or FSC, one of them, they said that they hope to make some arrests, more arrests, because they only have one so far. They said they hope to make more. Well, I tell you what.
More bogus arrests are real arrests this time. That's not a bogus arrest, you know. I tell them straight.
Both bogus are real. I tell you what, that doesn't instill confidence in me about what investigators are doing, because too many times we hear them say, "Oh, we're on the verge of arresting people." We hear, as they said, the court.
Yes.
We hear that, right? And we heard many other instances. No stone will be left unturned. We're going to arrest people, and we're going to arrest people soon. And a lot of those cases, and we can go back and dig them up, nobody has been arrested.
Yeah, nobody.
But here's the thing, Wayne. You know, I'm listening to Rattigan talk about the Prime Minister, you know, pulling an investor pulling out all their money. You see, it now proves that the Finance Minister knew more than he has been telling, because he has to know the full health of the financial institutions in Jamaica. He has to know it all. Somebody has to brief him on how every financial institution in Jamaica is operating. He cannot just go in there and sit down as a Minister of Finance and just make policies. What is he making policies for? He has to legislate something. So he has to know. But, and so, you know, the Prime Minister clearly got some inside information. Why is it that people withdrew their money, and the people who withdrew their money, nobody's talking to them? But my bone of contention is the directors of the of SSL, nobody is talking to them. Nobody is seeing them being hauled before the courts and being held accountable. Is that they're so untouchable, and all you can hear is, oh, that person resigned and that person, you know, gave up whatever responsibilities they had in SSL when they were the founder of the institution. How can you then now remove yourself from something that you founded? When did you do so? When it was going on, when it was going underwater, and when you read, you realize that his behavior, or the behavior of many people, the founders, go way back. when the FSC was sounding the alarm with regard to the health of SSL, but nobody was paying attention, which the minister himself was privy to. So he cannot say he did not know that SSL was going underwater. They all knew that it was going underwater. The question is, why did they do nothing to stop the bleeding?
Look, it's a very simple test. Very simple test, and the minister is going to fail this test. And the test is simply this: when you lead an organization, you can't hear me. You can't hear me. When you lead an organization, you are supposed to know what's going on in that organization. So you either know what's going on, or you're supposed to know what's going on. It's very simple. That's very simple. That's why we put you, that's why you get paid the big bucks, because you have big brains. So you get paid big bucks and we give big position. Everything commensurate. Big brains, big bucks, big position. So you don't have the excuse. You don't have the excuse to say, well, I didn't know what was going on. That's the worst. In fact, that's the worst thing you can say. And I mean, I learned that the hard way. That's the worst thing you can say. When you head up a unit, a component, an agency, a ministry, to say that you don't know what's going on, that means it's time for you to go. It's time for you, because we want people who know what's going on. We don't want
the thin skin thing, though. With this finance minister, we look up people and call them and hear, you know, you're labeling my man. And like I said, 50 years, over 50 years in my work and film career, and I mash it up. Me.
Yeah, that shouldn't come in the conversation at all.
Yes, over 50 years, you know.
He's working from the womb, you know. He was working from the womb.
Before the womb, from him father and father back. I wear them that call it. I couldn't know back, you know, but we call it, you know.
Line.
You know, your back.
Father line. No, but
yeah, man.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, again, that should have never entered the conversation with him saying that. And I think he said it with the other guy too. That
because this is what me have to say.
Mash up in reputation.
Yes,
I mean, that should have never entered the conversation. What the conversation should be about, okay, you're saying I did this and I didn't do it, or I did it and I'm sorry, and then you move on. But to come in now, it sounds like if it didn't affect, or if he didn't think that it would affect his reputation, then it wouldn't be a problem. It wouldn't call
me, because him think one of my video them want it done because of the same thing. So when you know, I remember, you know, this, I want to talk, a matter of fact, see we are talking, yeah? See we look at touch it, right? And we're not going on, but you remember we can't drop on anything at any time, you know. Yeah, we can't drop on anything at any time. On some, I'm live here. Yes, we got Coach Radigan alongside the Finance Minister, Dr. Liegel Clarke. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, Wayne. Thank you for having me on your program. You know, it's my first time, and thank you for having me.
Yes, man. All right. So, first of all, we could just get into it, right? I wanted to give us some quality, some clarity in the FBI saga. We need to get some quality, clarification on that, first of all.
Well, I wouldn't call it a saga, Wayne. It is what I stated when I gave my policy address. I believe that would have been in late January, in the January 24th. I can't remember the exact date. When I said that the investigative authorities, in particular speaking about the Financial Investigation Division, had reached out, written to, contacted the FBI for assistance in this SSL probe. That is the fact, then, and it remains a fact. And I think you've seen the statement that both the Constabulary Force, along with CTOC and FID, have put out.
So what following along the way with ASP Anthony McCracken, because he came out on Friday and make a statement, and the statement it really, you know, get people up. So, you know, so we, you know, a lot of questions swirling around.
Yes, I can understand the questions that would have swirled from that statement, but both CTOC and FID have issued a follow-up written statement that has been widely disseminated.
You see what them do? That's why them take the man and push him backward. Because the man need that, and I'm asking him. Let me hear what you ask him to become, and I go through this with him.
What they put out yesterday, I believe that
that's what I've been telling them.
Money laundering, financial
and
crime.
That discredit the man, that so disrespectful. You understand? Turn the government.
And this is kind of like an anomaly. The FBI, in order for them to work, let me explain it to you like this. If I'm sitting in squad A and there are FBI agents sitting in squad B, there are two principles that govern the transfer of information: collaboration, coordination. And one is we must have the proper clearances. And we do. Every FBI agent has a top secret clearance. But there is a second part to that that's of great significance, and that is the need to know. And the way it's set up, if I start accessing someone's file and they're not on my squad, immediately.
Mr. Ratigan, I cannot spell everything out here.
I know.
You understand that. But you can just think about it and think about where the need to know would come from.
I know.
Okay?
But this is the question.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. The question is this. When you bring a I've never seen it. I'm not saying it's never happened, but I've never seen the FBI collaborate in a significant investigation with private industry, right? Working alongside them. I've seen where they've accepted information from private industry, but not work alongside. So when you said that your international partners had identified you were seeking forensic assistance from a private firm, and they had identified a private firm, and so you were seeking to engage that firm. The question I have for you is this: will that firm be expected, assuming that your FBI agents working the case, will that firm be expected, at least on the part of the Jamaican government, to work alongside the FBI?
Okay. So we are there, as you can understand, in a case like this, you need forensic auditors to unravel the complexities of it, going back 13 years. How exactly was this carried out? How was each and every single person who was defrauded? How were they defrauded? When? Where did the proceeds go? How did they cover their tracks? Now, Jamaica has a team of forensic experts and forensic auditors that are assigned even at FID and in other areas of the investigative landscape, the government's investigative landscape. What we're saying here is that because of the nature of this case, we might need some help. The forensic auditing backup and expertise is not to be confused with what the FBI has been asked to do. Okay, and I don't want to say necessarily any more. There are aspects of this in which Jamaican authorities have jurisdiction, and the forensic auditing help will help for them to unravel what happened and to be able to put a case together, to be able to move forward, and whoever is culpable and whoever aided and abetted and assisted would be within their sort of target or within their target.
Remember, stop that, Tratty. Remember, stop him a little bit, because remember, stop him and come and carry in. At no time when we are talk to him, this is in a March, right? At no time him tell me say him keep on the staff and them at work. Why him never declare all these things? If you have got through and declare some things, rather than them find with certain things, don't you? Them are have you as a suspect. Yeah? Mm-hmm. If you talk to the FBI, declare certain things, them are have you as a suspect same way, don't it? Them are hold it for certain things. Why never declare say from January or February when these people keep them on or something like that, Ratty? And then the matter FBI like him did ask them and him this and that. It was lie. A lie, I tell. Up to now, him still a tell lie. Him forgot so we do the interview, Ratty.
Here's the thing. One of the things that listening to it now, he said what the FBI is asked to do. That tells me that what they're doing, they're asking the FBI agent at the embassy to shag leads, to cover leads for them. They're asking him, they're giving him things and say, can you run this name for us? can you look at this banking transaction, or can you do this, can you do that? This is not the case where they're bringing the FBI and say, okay, we have an investigation here. I want, you guys to just get to the bottom of this. Help us get to the bottom of this. When you use words like what the FBI is asked to do, and he just said, that's a direct quote. You don't ask the FBI to do this. No.
To investigate.
Investigate.
Oh,
exactly.
Okay.
When they say this, when the FBI is asked to do, that means they send a lead to the person at the embassy. That's what that means. That means that they're asking the FBI agent at the embassy to help provide information to assist the investigation. But it's not where this is a situation where they have 5 people, 6 people come in and they're sitting around and now they're conducting investigation. Then you're asking them, because the FBI, they don't take directions. They don't take directions. If you come to do an investigation, you do an investigation. You can't come and say, we want you to look at the investigation, but only this part. And then Kroll is going to do that part. And because you know what? And when I was a unit chief, if something like this came across my desk, I said, no, we're not going. We're not going. This sounds like a shenanigans. How the hell are you going to ask us to come in and help with an investigation? Come in and do the investigation, but then tell us that you can only look at a certain part of it. And I guarantee you they didn't do that. They didn't do that. What they did, we have an FBI agent here. Let's reach out to this person. I mean, I don't know how many times I'm going to say. I hope the minister is listening, because if I'm wrong, Mr. Minister, if I'm wrong in saying that the engagement with the FBI is limited to the legal office at the embassy. If I'm wrong in that assessment, then please let me know. Because based on my experience, that's the way it would go, based on everything that I've seen and heard. So,
Sarati, on a serious note, you're calling the FBI. You don't give them a scope and I tell them and I ask them for just to this way. And we have government that asks for just to a little thing for your less the government. Something that hide, Ratty.
All right, then tell
something that hide. They don't want to do this because they're trying the prime minister. And they're trying some other people that are not supposed to try and say, look on this city.
Let me tell you how this thing I work.
Yes.
There was a time when the CIA called me and said, listen, I was overseas and there's a country that had some problems. And they called and said, listen, these guys want to meet with you and they want to blah, blah, blah. There was an investigation to be conducted. I was the league at the time. I was in charge of the FBI office. I reached out and I got, I think it was like about 17 agents I got to come to that country. And when we got there, we said, okay, we're going to do a full investigation. And some of the local guys kind of resisted, and we went to the chief. Actually, we didn't go to the chief. We went to somebody who's the chief's boss, the person who ran the whole show. I would say, listen, this cannot work. We can't come here and you tell us that, well, you're only going to give us this. You have to open up the whole, because what they didn't want to do is open up their books to us. And we said, no, you have to open up the whole thing. Otherwise, we're not helping. And we went, and the directive came that, listen, you guys are going to open up everything to the FBI. And that's how we operate. Come in and they'll say, well, you this is it right here. That it no works, brother. It no works, sir. No works.
It works not at all. But they might ask which government, if you want to be transparent. By the way, them if FBI who him say come down for make the people them have confidence in them. You don't think them should have come out and make a statement or something, Matty?
Exactly.
Some press briefing.
Exactly.
And brief the public what's going on or something.
Look, I've seen instances where they did briefings on counter-terrorism cases far more serious than this, because now you're talking about loss of lives, right? Not loss of money. And I've seen when them come out and them do a joint briefing. So why couldn't they do a joint briefing here for a financial matter? Why? Because that would have instilled confidence in the people of Jamaica, that the minister is honest enough when he said that, hey, the FBI is here, and then it would instill confidence in the investigation itself, because people would say, well, you have an independent and objective body not associated with Jamaica who's coming now to look at this thing, people with experience, and so whatever they find, well, yeah, we'll give some credence, we'll give credence to it. That would have made more sense. Again, if I were advising me, I'd say, no, bring out the FBI, parade them out, let them come out, because they can make a simple statement that, ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the request of the Jamaican government to assist with the investigation concerning SSL and the loss of blah, 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 and that's it. And that's it. You're done. But not even that happened. Not even that happened. I'm going to guarantee you that not happen, because you see the person who's at the embassy, for that person that get up and come out and do that, he might forget, or she would have forget permission from FBI headquarters, Washington, for come out and go make a thing and do something like that. They might forget authorization to come out and just jump out and do press briefing like that. So what that tell me, and you know, and this is what happened, you know. I have a cousin, right? Can't read, can't write, can't spell.
Yes.
But man have a PhD in a common sense. I knew him tell me one time, he said to me, always make friends before you need friends. He said that to me. And you see all of them trips on them I take, right? Yes. I mean, they need somebody to show them how to develop and nurture that relationship. They need people. That when you pick up the phone and you have to call the person at the embassy, because if you call that person at the embassy, then they have to call FBI headquarters. You guys have to call da. You pick up the phone and call. I've worked in countries before where the man can just pick up the phone and just out of courtesy they make me know, so they will make a call. And then just pick up the phone and call straight to the person when they need the headquarters and get what they need to get done. But they have no relationship, and this go back to this falls squarely within the province of the Minister of National Security, the Prime Minister, the Police Commissioner. All of them responsible for that.
But you know, Ratigan, and that is where the minister fell down, because from the get-go, he should not have been fronting this investigation. So when he came out and yes, he should have made the statement, because from a policy standpoint, and also for they formulate legislation, but he should not have involved himself in the issues of law enforcement. That is where he made the mistake. And in making this mistake, instead of pulling himself back from it, he kept digging himself deeper and deeper into this hole. Now, ACP McClarkin did his job. He was qualified to do the job. So he inserted himself into that situation and basically insulted ACP McClarkin, and has created this whole debacle that we are dealing with right now. So he should have allowed the law enforcement to do their job and brief him on where it is the investigation is, instead of coming out and fronting it like he is Google Gaga or Dr. Crab or ACP McClarkin. They are qualified to do this job. He is not qualified for that. He should have stayed in his lane, and we would not be having this conversation about the minister right now.
Here's what Mr. McLaughlin said, right? He said the investigation, the SSL investigation he's talking about, that complete investigation is being conducted, led by Jamaican law enforcement. Right? That's what he said. Now, compare and contrast that with what the person who was on the phone with the minister who did the introduction, who said that, he said to me, I'm trying to explain to him that, there are different elements of the investigation. It's nonsense. It's one investigation. Then Mr. McLaughlin said, the police have the capacity to investigate. And he said, and if we require help where there's an international connection, then and only then we'll call the FBI. Then we'll call the FBI.
And then him comes to know any idiot, and that me say happen. After me say, no, boy, you have to give me something, because this is what McLaughlin said. Him said, no, FBI not there. Him said, them can do it. You understand? And if they want, them reach out to them. Instead of Jamaican alone, just law enforcement from Jamaica do it. And that him say, no, we break it down. Him said, man, an idiot. Any idiot come say it, and that we say, no. McClarkin an idiot.
You see, but even so, we start walking down the plank. When we start asking, say, well, look, you have two requirements. Clearance, need to know, right? When should I do at that point? Should I just say, listen, That's all very well and good, but I'll leave Minister Chang to talk to you about that, because that has to do with law enforcement and the sharing of information. I'm just here talking to you about the financial part of it, because we as the finance minister, we have a role to play in the oversight of the financial health of the country, and so we can't afford to have a financial organization failing, because that could destabilize. It could destabilize the economy. It could cause a run on the banks or the financial houses where people start lose confidence.
Destabilize the economy, same way. Equal that. But you notice, you know what? Because when you deal with the oligarch, you deal with the oligarch who fund the party in the general election 2016 and continue to fund the party and do everything. You notice when them ask him say, well, in the 2018, so he don't want to talk about it. Me don't want to talk about it. So I get the guy that say yes, but me don't really want to talk about that. So I saw him stay. When I talk to you, him try to say nothing about the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister closed him account with that look, I be able to just band that hear about it already. I understand. Him say him don't know, him never hear about it.
Look,
he don't know about it. This is how him lie and how them partisan and them just believe in a party over the real country. And the duty of the country. Party and friend how them lock up. Because the one of them lock up, by the way, And you know why them send him out? Because you don't want to send out Crab. Remember them and the man a good friend. When Crab come out, come say. He must say, no, me no want to deal with it, Slap all them clad them, me no want to deal with this, I only got this, and me no want. The only guy go pinch back. I might have a pinch the only guy pinch him back with him clad them, Yeah. Nobody else come and run out. Why the Prime Minister never run out for a big thing like this? You look on the little house them over Portmore, over Bernard, and you run out and say I'll be a criminal. You see a gangsters take it over. This now over 4.8 billion gone now. Billion, but could have been much of them there. And you know run out and say, me I take it over. Central, me I can do this. We'll never come do this. Because the man a friend, the man call him Prince Andrew.
You see
the difference?
Yeah, you see
yes.
The fact that the Prime Minister withdrew his investment completely out of the thing, it may not amount to anything, but it's suspicious. It's suspicious. Worth investigating. It's worth investigating. It's worth investigating. We cannot just dismiss it and say, well, it's his money, so he can take it out whenever I feel like.
We can't do that. And then everybody's money got 4.8 billion. 1 cent you don't lose a cent as a Prime Minister.
It's connected. It's connected. It's connected to a crime scene, right?
Of course.
It's to a crime scene. So I would, at the very least, I would say, no, let's look into not only his withdrawal, but let's look at withdrawals like within the last 2 years, or within the last year, or within the last 6 months.
That are 16 months, not even 2 years. Yeah, and, so and then hear what them do now.
Or you might even say, let's look at withdrawals look at complete withdrawals, where somebody come in and just say, I want to take out all of my money, especially if it's a large amount of money. Then you say, why would this?
How much money him take out, by the way? As a Prime Minister, you have a duty to talk to the people them, and you have something to declare. How much money him did have in there? 10 cents?
I hope him they declare that on him statutory declaration.
Because you have more of them in there, hide under some name. Because like you see, like a youth saying, well, them did have something in a general way to name. Remember, you only see him name. Right. That me have enough of them in there, them have them use other name for the company, but them not want to touch him money enough for them name call. So when them call them now answer because them have them name and the other name. Them have money and the other name in there. You hear what I'm saying? SSL block. It bankrupt. So but through the people, them money, them just want to clear it and then it all shut it down. It don't exist no more. You see that? It block it bankrupt. But yes, still only guy can fight for wind it up same way that nobody name no call. You know, see how foolish is this?
But with SSL being bankrupt, let me ask Rat again this. With SSL, he's saying that SSL is bankrupt. How does that affect those people who lost their accounts, whose money was stolen? How does that affect them?
Who will pay them back?
Well, they're saying that they're not bailing anyone out, so the government is not going to provide a funding stream for these people to get their money back. What they're doing is they said that they're doing an investigation to find out where the money went and then see if they can recapture some of that funds or repatriate some of that funds if it's overseas, and so that the investors can get their money. It might be pennies on the dollar. It might be nothing. But that's the plan right now. The plan is to go conduct the investigation, put the perpetrators in prison, locate the funds, and then try and divvy up the funds with the between the investors and the shareholders. Good luck.
You think when Pata can share up funds, them and locate funds or they locate it? Eh? Pata can them share up funds, you know, remember if them in the system and them have the big
you see, that's one of the that's where the FBI would come in, right? To say,
yes,
look, these people are involved in it. Can you tell us if they have assets overseas? You know, tell us if they have assets in your country. That's where the FBI would come in. And what would happen is simply this. They would go to the one guy, the one person at the embassy, and that person would draft up an electronic communication. And that person, if they tell him that we believe the person have assets in St. Lucia, in the Bahamas, in Cayman, or wherever, then that person then would send out leads to, and the leads would actually, Washington would be aware of it, but would send out leads to the people who have territorial responsibility over those countries and say, can you tell me if this and such, check the record and see if such and such a person have assets, if these people have assets, and what are the assets. That's all they pay. But then you don't need a team for that. It's just one person. It's one person.
You know why I'm saying on the tape again too? You may tell them because I put it up and you may have it along, them see it. When them go, them watch it. Him say, no care what you do, you have to have the outside money for spend. So although Andrew did come and say, hey, when I spend a cent, when I do it, him say that's impossible. Him say what I'm out in. It's impossible. You have to spend the money. You see, them are mislead the public. So him say one thing, but him think you not tape him and then him say next thing on the tape. Remember me do it today. So I take out all these points, because you know we're great on these things. You see them, you see them are general and them are trickster, and them nasty and them head, and them not straight.
Now the thing is, I cannot recall. Maybe you can help me, Maria. Maybe you can help me. So maybe you can help me. I cannot recall in the history of Jamaica, the parliament, that any politician, anybody sitting in that house, that they got there because somebody put a gun to them head and said, listen, you're going to run. I want you to win and you're going to go take a seat in the parliament. I don't remember anybody putting a gun to anybody said, willingly, voluntarily, intelligently, knowingly, they offer themselves up for service. So when you do that, how can you be thin-skinned when people start criticizing you? How? You volunteer to be a public servant and people start criticizing you. And the reason, because a lot of times people don't understand what you're doing, right? Or it's not coming across, and that's your failure too. That's your failure. You can't talk to the media. That's your failure as well. Because your job is to make sure that the media get your message out. And I don't understand why is it that you would be concerned about your reputation, about just go ahead and do your job. Just do your job. It's similar to what the Prime Minister said. With that he's not concerned about popularity, he's concerned about legacy. I mean, I said, but this is a young man, and he's in charge of a country. I'm not talking about legacy. Leave that to the historians. Leave that to the people of Jamaica to decide whether or not you have a good legacy or bad legacy or whatever. That's not for you. Your job is to do your job. That's all. Don't worry about popularity. Just do your damn job. And that is the problem I have with these politicians. And furthermore, we have an absolute right. If we had a right before to question them and criticize them, it's even more so now because they might get the big money.
Yes.
It's even more so now because they might get the big money.
You don't say the big money though. When a man tell you say job description, and completely foolish and rubbish narrative. If you have a Minister of Education, what it mean, what education do, what it mean, the ministry, that minister look over the school, and the one of them things they will deal with education, right? If it's national security, who would look over that ministry? Say we have one tell the job description. If it's a health, now the hospital and the health care them and do all of these things, right? If it's a finance, now it look over what kind of job description they want the public to tell them about? The ministry identify them job description already.
Yeah.
Somebody matter about them raise them pay 300%, but them want job description. That makes sense to you, brother?
You know who me blame? You know, the problem in Jamaica that has to do with the government is one person me blame, you know. One. Prime Minister.
The box stop and foot.
Exactly. We blame all of them people what we are talking about, you know, we are make mistakes and I commit all kind of folly deeds and the things. And him put them there.
Yeah.
And him put them there. And then when them come on with this little foolishness there, they come talk about job description. And I read through it and I said, but this is not a job description. This is something.
I tell you what kind of job description already, the ministry. So where my talk now? They must listen to him. Always come
not only that. Not only that, Parliament itself, them lay out what your responsibilities are as a.
Of course, but we know it.
So I mean,
by the ministry we know it. So okay, the flavor. So mommy too, and Ministry of Education, right? But we see how I fix road. I tell people come fix road, and if your ministry do that, you understand? And by garbage truck and clean up the street now. Me think a local government. So, so the job description, I take Christopher Tuff's tongue now. And when me look, me see me over, I tell people say, yeah, I'm going to some bag of feeding and thing, agriculture. I say, but what on? But it's only your job description.
You know, see the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade that talk about the fertilizer come and rather distributed nationwide. That's what the Ministry of Agriculture supposed to talk about.
Foreign affairs, you know, and foreign trade. So that ministry supposed to deal with the foreign trade and foreign affairs, including people in the diaspora, foreign affairs to meet other country and make deals and things for the better of the country and for the system of the country. You understand? Look out for them citizens, do. Right? No, chat about fertilizer.
Yeah, she said the fertilizer.
Not her job description that night. You see?
Yeah, she said come and rather distribute it island-wide. She said that me here are on nationwide radio. She said that, right? But don't forget to know, one of the biggest ones, you know, I when the Prime Minister come to talk about national security issue. Come to talk about crime. Don't forget the one there.
But me, I tell you, the man, him never got through court. He's a man who look harder. I talk to the commissioner to truly investigate. It's wrong. The police, them supposed to know right from wrong and do them work. Not for a Prime Minister order you. That sound like a more dictatorship to me. It is. Because him does do him job. The Google Gaga, him and commissioner anyway. That's why I try to say it's a robot, you know. It's an ass, you know. You could have turned red, you could have hear my name and turn red till they blue. Your business, you're not police. See, Google Gaga will leave from there. And when him leave them for investigate him is not a police, brother. Him is an ass and him politically aligned, yeah, and he's a puppet. One of them dumb, stupid puppet, Google Gaga. Yes. No, man, you have to tell him, man. Google, him get on everybody's nerves now.
Hey, well, Andy, I just hope, you know, that Chairman Ron James, I hope that him file a lawsuit against the police commissioner and the Ministry of National and the Minister of National Security and the media houses where come out and try besmirch his reputation and release some records, some medical and time and leave attendance records that were within the confines of the JCF, right? They had custody and care over those records, and those records were released because the media come out and said that him take leave over 10 years ago. So that basically they were saying that he was abusing the leave process and that they were questioning his fitness to work and kind of say him sick and all of them stuff there. And just so you know, I went ahead, you know, and I filed because I said, well, look, if they might get the records to the media, then surely them can give it to me, you know? Yes. And so I filed and I said, please give me the records. I want the records them to come. Now give them to everybody, give them to me. Now I know that under which section? It's section 22. Under section 22 of the Access to Information Act. It's you can't give out people's personal information. I asked the tax administrator to give me Minister Kamina Johnson Smith's tax filing They use Section 22. They said, no, you can't get it because it's personal information to her. And I tried every which way, and they wouldn't give it to me. But we know that she didn't file anyway. But that's a separate issue. She never filed with the tax people about that gift there. We know that. Because she herself said that. She never do it. But, so I want them to give it to me now. No, you know what I got? They won't. If they give it to me, it's a double whammy. Because they give it to the media, now them give it to me. How can you give out the man personal records? So what going to happen now is that they're going to come back and quote chapter and verse of Section 22 and say, we can't give it to you. I'm going to take that, I'm going to give it to the chairman and say, give this to your lawyer and make them ask them, why is it that, or how is it that the information could not be given to a lawful request, but it ended up in the media where there was no request? How is that? And it's my confidential record. And I, meaning Chairman Ron James, I didn't authorize it to be released. How did it
Tell me something, though. Tell me something, Ratty. I want to ask you something. I don't want you to leave after this. But tell me something. Who them give it to? IFM, RGR, TVJ? I wish me that carry it. Or is about peace, a big mama. You see, you notice, the arms house always a spring from big mama. And more peace. You notice? Them lying themselves and doing foolishness and things that it can't work no more. I don't think Ajay carry it. Ajay never carry it. No, me don't see that.
So.
No, one more piece carry it. Pay foolishness them go on with too. You understand? From the government say, I mean, you have a mouthpiece come out to the government and say, listen, free up the beach them. Where you cut up the people them raft for? Free up the beach. I do anything like this. Mouthpiece back the government and everything what the government say. And by the way, why Jamaica can better because if you have to turn a prime minister and you have to take a Google Kaka for your advisor, it done. Prime Minister, you draft a Google Kaka for your person, for your advisor. Yeah? And then turn it and put it in a commissioner seat. It goes. If that's your advisor, brother, as
a leader, you only as good as your integrity and your ability to select the right people around you. And we can't, from the get-go, we say this prime minister, we say, well, we question his integrity, but we also question his selection.
Yes.
So it's like we say this train run off of the track from the beginning. You know, because the idea that a prime minister and there's nothing I've been told by tax experts that there's nothing illegal about him investing in St. Lucia, but there's something immoral about trying to evade taxes in Jamaica by establishing a company in St. Lucia, and then you expect all Jamaicans to comply with the tax regulations and pay them taxes. There's something wrong about that.
Well, you know, say. Me not cut you, but to me, them on got about tax. Me have a bigger thing for ask everybody. Me ask where the money to build that big mansion, why the hide, and about no tax now. Or you make the money because your pay couldn't get that money. So these are the bigger thing me like ask. And about the taxing, the pay the look and say, oh, me just hide from the tax. If it value how much $100, how much $1 million like one value $800 million now. Where you get the money from in the first place, brother?
Well, I think, and you know, only time will tell, but I think that the Integrity Commission, that's probably one of the things that they're looking at. Unexplained wealth. Because remember, they cannot verify his submission. The statutory declaration, they cannot verify it. And that is also very telling. When you have that's what I'm talking about, is integrity. When you have a prime minister whose statutory declaration cannot be verified, not 1 year, not 2 years. I think it's going on the 3rd year now, because the 3rd year they just finished up in March 31st, right? So they have to verify that one too. So what's going to be interesting is that if they couldn't verify the first two, I mean, if they couldn't verify the last two before this one, then how are they going to verify?
2021, they can't verify. Not verify.
Yeah. So I don't know. I really don't know. And when you
that's a prime minister of a country, right? But yes, still big mama them see it fit to come out and say, no, this is a prime minister of a country. I'm running a country. You ever hear big mama come out and say anything like this?
Well, look.
Mama build up a bogus crime scene and do something.
Well, look. All I can tell you is this. I'm on tell a virgin this one time. And my wife, they call him and him there around him friend him and him have to take off and left and go deal with him wife. And a man make a comment say, where you're bound, you must obey. Right? Where you're bound, you must obey. So you talk about the news, you talk about the media and the alliances. Where you're bound, you must obey. Right?
Yeah. When speaking of that, Maria and Ratty, I want to show you this now. The Prime Minister said I'm keep a gospel concert, but it wasn't a gospel concert. I'm going to show you one yesterday because people around them, I tell them, people around them, because you remember me at the wind, so everybody talk to the wind. And that them not understand, you know. The wind don't want to talk to them as a government, but me talk to my people, them as Jamaican. Okay? So right down them with them, and them have a look of flap issue. But hear this now. You hear Agintai, I'm going to show you something. You hear Agintai say to the people, them, they look handful with the Ratty. The Prime Minister forget 1 term, 2 term, 3 term, 4 term, 5, 6, 7, 8, and win anytime. That means if them, in a them head, you know what I must say? If you could have, if a 5 years that term, right? Even if you call a little early one and say 8, so 5 years that term, and you say 8, and past 8, you have to look at 40 years, and the Prime Minister over 50 now. 51 gone. So if you say 8 term, you take out even 2 tight and say, him to win 6 more term. Just win 6 more term. I don't know where they left for Jamaica still, but 30 years. So I'm at 80 years. And if you continue win, that means they want to go to prison. I beg the people, them say, hey, we don't want, if we lose, you know, too much investigation, we can manipulate the system and put police, and then we turn, you know, a straight North Korea state. It cannot work again, Thai. There is no way with 21% where it this time, I'm going to tell you, Uncle, we want to win. That's why I see them try to test it. Remember, you know, listen, man, I'm a specialist in this. And Ratty a specialist in this. I'm Maria too. And Herb. No, I'm put with. Okay. So if you could have divide and rule the other party, like them could have challenge, have more challenges, like the leadership challenge and them thing there, then people get vexed and themselves don't vote. Then you could have used the little 21 and that kind of that maybe 50, maybe 12%, you know, because the 21 rub out. The 21 turn the other way around, maybe 12% left. That's if them have so much. So you could have used the 12% and say, maybe try go over the finish line with it, because then people have vexed them now have a vote. Because them now vote female. But them that go in and not vote. So if you can't you get them in another thing there, yeah, but tell me one now, people in like foolishness, people are old people by account right now. You can't treat nobody in a party thing. Let me make it here again, Ty. By the way, remember, I know it's a gospel concert this. I'm going to make it here. Queen E, they're on stage. Just listen for Hallelujah, Queen E, I talk about. Listen to Maria and listen to Ratty. Listen.
Well,
yes, talk Ratty.
No, before you play it, let me just say to you, sir. We have some virgin, you know, we don't like them, right? We have some virgin, right? And we can't tell, some of them probably know you want me to say them name, but we can't tell a couple of them, not all of them. But one of them, you know, Dennis Brooks, I'm a virgin. You know Dennis, I'm a virgin. I mean, on the real police.
You know, but I'm a police.
No, Dennis, I'm a virgin. Right?
But you know, I'm a police.
Another virgin of mine is Tam Tavares Finson, right?
You know, say me whap him in the time. I'm not here, them, man, but me whap them.
And next one, I'm a virgin, is Bobby Montague. I mean,
I can die.
Right?
I can die, but you do wrong.
No, but him is no longer a minister. Him is a MP.
No, but you see, when money move up all over the place, and
here's what happened. Here's what happened now, right? I follow him, you know, and I see him do some things in the community, but you take exception to the things because you say it's just one section, it's just one little piece away, Mado. The rest of the community.
That's when you know that voting. Remember, you know, if you do that from 2016, you create. All right, me don't want nobody give me a handout. I give my picnic them a handout. Me no in that Santa Claus business there. But when you create job that me and my wife we can work and we can afford to deal with the family and we're good. You understand? It's a better way to build the country. Me Andrew with it. Him know. He must have to create job and them thing. Then it's better that you can turn on and you can do this. Him right. But him did say it. But in our opposition, him did right. So you create employment. You will make it right that we can create employment. Bring back some factory. The Foreign Affairs Ministry should have out there and a lobby for bringing back a good year and bringing some factory in Jamaica instead of go China, that we can get decent quality jobs, that we can earn something. You understand? Same like Mexico, a lot of things down there. You know?
All right. Let me ask you this. Is there anybody in the government that you can say, well, this person, I could have worked with this person, is an honest person? Is there anyone in a
this a government, This a government,
No, it's a government. I'm not talking about the cabinet, no. I'm not talking about the entire party in a parliament.
Just think about who in a parliament now. Just tell me one. Just pick up one.
You know what I ask you? Because what is that we have established the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. I established a confidential.
No, but we have it for slap them with it. Remember call the name them. Yeah, that's it. You get a freeze up, you know. Like me can slap at you with the name them, you know, and you get a freeze up. Him so all right again, man. So all right again. Yeah? So all right again. All right. Meanwhile that freeze up, Ratty, get a little freeze. Let me play this. In the meantime, you can't see it. This is the gospel concert last night. Look here. Look on the MC, Queenie.
Music man, give me a music man. They must say now play look something time man. They're so dead. Find something man and touch your hand for me, man. Please.
You Ratty?
Yeah, me get cut off a while ago.
Yeah, when you cut off, me go and talk. So me I get it's a gospel concert and watch the MC. Queen here, the MC, watch it.
Music man, give me a music man. They must say now play look something time man. They're so dead. Find something man and touch your hand for me, man. Please. Over here is the box. Let you select when you go in between parts. Select your place on first, please.
Watch this, Ratty.
So when we can get this place.
At this stage, we only expect to have St. Thomas and St. Catherine on the platform. St. Thomas, St. Catherine.
To my brethren, that man. To my
music man, play some music while we the children.
Now make him tap. Now make him hear it. Yeah, this is not Ratty. Yeah, hear this, Maria.
So we're saying that the operators don't have no music and play.
Ratty, hear it, yeah?
I think Kukudu, get the band come play. Because the operator can't find the music. Kukudu, get the band come play on this song. This is damn nonsense. I know they can't find the friggin' music.
So hold on, this are the gospel concert, this, you know. I them. Me think I got them say I'm gonna deal with you now. Yeah? I'm freaking music and got them saying that and you one bag of foolishness. But look again time now. Hear this now. Let me get next thing now, because you man make it see your brethren now. Again time, where you there? Alright, hear that one you know. Hear this now. Remember the Prime Minister saying the business about now. I want you hear this now, you know. Remember say the Prime Minister saying have no time to look about the people and business, right, Ratty? Right, Maria? Right? Hear this now.
I want everybody on the stage to do the same thing. Our pledge tonight. Our commitment to Jamaica. Our commitment to our leader and the holiness. Our commitment to the people of Jamaica.
There is a quote. Our commitment to the leader and we don't make commitment to the leader, man. Commitment is a cult.
And our commitment to see people business and leave it alone.
You hear Jeff leave SSL alone and don't talk about nothing. You hear when I tell people, this is not about governing a country. You have any message just to see people business and leave it alone, brother?
Well, I tell you what, Mr. Fear business, I mean, I'll leave it alone. I file something with access to information to find out how many people travel with her, go to Budapest for the World Games, for the games recently, because I hear said 7 people who go with her and have nothing to do with athletics. I don't know who it is, so I asked them to give me the names. I heard that. So we say, you know what? That's enough for me now for go and ask for them to give me the names so I can see who go and spend taxpayers' money.
Yeah, this now. Yeah.
My brother.
Tonight, I am proud to be a part of a party and a government that says Jamaica first. As a party, we have to be strong. As a party, we have to be ready. And we had a sweet time tonight with the gospel music. But don't think it's only about jumping and dancing. It is about getting ready. The PM has been traveling across the island, doing his work, and he has said to us, we don't have election in mind. I want you to listen to me carefully. It is about the country's work. So I say to you, don't jump up and say you're ready, you know. We're ready anytime. But I want you to leave here tonight and go do your work. What is that? Go and do your work. So that any time election come on the Prime Minister's mind, you are ready.
So you call me for a gospel concert. Can't tell me what I want to do. Fear my go on a work. Me not see no work I go on, Maria, but him say no business about no election and about that and that. But yes, still him call on the pan stage and I tell them to pay for election. Can't say him ready, go home and get ready. Eh? Him to call elections. Let's call it.
Because Jamaica is a society that is quote unquote conservative, they're playing on that. So they're just basically using the Jamaican people. And I would love for Jamaican voters to stop going to jump up. I don't care which party it is. Just stop showing up at these jump up nonsense and hold these politicians accountable. What have you done for me lately? Because she's saying, and as the Prime Minister said, that he's about doing the people's work. So why now? What was he doing all those other 7 years? And if the truth of the matter is, when she talks about see people business and leave it alone, I'm wondering if she's talking about my friend Rattigan to leave Kamina Johnson's business alone. Because
don't talk about that too, but she talk about SSL and everything. Leave it alone. Don't talk about it.
But then again, people should sit down and not pay attention, because what she's calling people's business is really the business of Jamaica, which makes it everybody's business. It's not JP or PNP's business. It's the business of the people of Jamaica. And they have time for this kind of nonsense while people are suffering. So what she's saying really makes it's just much to do about nothing, quite frankly. But seeing people business and leaving it alone is nonsense. That is when we're going to find fasten people business.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if you just switch gears just a little bit. Well, this lady here, I invited her several times on the program. I even invited her to come on and talk about her role as an inspiration to young women desiring to enter representational politics, and also to speak about the women's movement in Jamaica, because March, I believe, was Women's Month, and simple topics like that. They said, yeah, and she hasn't gotten back in touch with me, but that's fine. Now, here is something now that going to cause some problem. I don't know if you know about this thing. It happened today, and come on, phone. The Integrity Commission today, them have some pressure now upon the government now, because what they did was today, they submitted the recommendations of the investigative section of the Integrity Commission, along with the corruptions prosecutors, her decision whether to prosecute or not. And they submitted it today at 10:05 to the Parliament. And they gave it to the Honorable Marissa Dalrymple Filbert, the Most Honorable Juliet Holness, Senator, the Honorable Tom Tavares Finson and Miss Valerie Curtis. So now they're under the gun now, because now the entire report is there now. And now the only thing left to do is to table it so that people can see what's going on. So we're going to see what's going to happen now. But this just happened today at 10 o'clock. So we'll see what happens.
Let me play your brethren now.
I get up and get upset and say it must be read by all ministers first, and if it's not read before it is tabled. But it was basically, you know, this is the thing, Ratty and Wayne. The fox is watching the hen house, because I'm 100% sure the IC report contains names of many of the people on that oversight committee, because that's the oversight committee, right? And then I'm 100%, even one name is there. And that poses a problem. My question is, where's the DPP in all of this? I've not heard her say anything. I've not heard any movement from her from her office. What is her role and responsibility in all of this to make sure that justice is done on the behalf of the people that she took an office, an oath of office to work for? Where is she in all of this?
I think she's still on leave, right?
She's still on leave?
I believe so.
But she was partying last week. So wait, what's going on?
She was what?
She was partying last week, didn't she?
Yeah, she was partying. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, Maria, something wrong with your mic?
Yeah. All right, so I'm finished with a party. She had a party last week for 2 years. And then look who she had a party with. Can't take her interest. All right, remember play it. No, you know, we just talk as easy. You know. We're not going around kind of around here. I could just play what's your youth in again time. Well,
so anybody out there who not doing their work, when you leave here tonight, go and do your work. We are blessed.
You notice them can't pan out, no crowd not there now.
No, hold on a second. This lady here, I mean, she should be more careful with her words, you know, when she talk about you must say people business and leave it alone. I mean, I know who should sure about that. But yes. The people, when you say people business, as Maria said, is a Jamaican people's business. And so them want, no, we for seat and leave it alone. I guess that's what she said. Well, Madam Minister, in the words of the Honorable Kamina Johnson Smith, that will never happen.
Will never happen.
That will never happen. Never mind the people business. That will never happen.
Anyway,
we can't leave them. We can't leave them to mind it, because we see what them are do. We see what them are do. Them can't. We can't.
Yes. Hey, listen. Listen, brother. Hey, what? Hey, what? Remember play this right here.
We have a blessed government. We have been through trials and tribulations, but we have had some great times. And we will continue to be strong. God bless you all. I love you all.
Never right. Every people try to show a finger. Show a finger. Yeah. Show Jamaica. Let us show yourself. And you're not trick. One party, one government, one party leader, one victory, one prosperity. Show your right. At this time, we have to greet us chairman of the most successful political party, the #1 political party in the Western Hemisphere. And I'm sure he will say he's the #1 chairman. I welcome to greet you none other than the Member of Parliament for Western St. Mary,
You have to see that. Thank you very much, Currency, I'm a neighbor. Party leader. Prime Minister for 1 term. Prime Minister for 2 terms. And Prime Minister for the 3rd term. And Prime Minister for the 4th term. And Prime Minister for the 5th term. And Prime Minister for the 6th term. And Prime Minister for the 7th term.
5 years. 5 years. Garbage matter, you know. No, you have them for prime minister till when that me with pass off and then for be prime minister like than all the queen.
No. Well, you see, no, that's no. My brethren said that because I just puffer him. Just said that for the crowd. Because
nobody now just said I get tired of that, you know.
No, because you know, my brethren must know. We know must know that within the party there are factions within the party who want to get rid of this prime minister. You know that. Must know that. As me outsider, if me as an outsider know this, then it means that he must know this. So when he say something like that, me understand. He might say it for the crowd, you know. Him not deep down in my heart, me not think him believe that. I don't think him believe that.
Well, I'm gonna get a call. I'm gonna take a call. Yeah.
I tell you what. My brethren probably would make a better prime minister than the prime minister we have right now.
Hold on. Yeah, man. So me have the same doctor there talk to me. You know, hold on the rat. I came live. Yeah, I'm gonna turn up the mic. Yeah. Turn up the phone, yeah. Yeah, man. Welcome, doctor. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes, man. How you doing, man? How you doing?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, man. Good afternoon. Yes, man.
Good night to each and every one that's here in the sound of my voice. Oh, so this is the Ratican I'm hearing about?
Yes, man.
Oh, I just didn't need man. And the thing. Good evening, Miss
Daisy.
Maria. Maria.
Okay, good evening, Maria. Ratigan, the name has been ringing a bell. And Mr. Lawson.
Yes,
good evening again.
Yes, sir.
Each and every one, good evening. This is Dr. Jermaine Gordon, the gentleman that's been here with the interview with Dr. Liegel Clarke.
Yes.
No, I want for too long we the people as fall victim as social media. Social media have it good and it bad, where the goods is stuff like these where we can gather and speak about stuff that matters. However, social media is also there to be stuck while they tear us down, tear our country down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm saying this to cry out for the people. Don't let it just be a social media thing where we come here on social media and talk. It's time where we need to put hands and heart together. The real Jamaica. We need to go back in the bathroom and shower with some carbolic soap and get back the real Jamaican then, because this second Jamaican woman see it's not the Jamaican way I know. We're not scared and we're not allow certain things to happen. And it's so blatant now where politicians are no longer hiding and taking us to whole. It seems as if they have each and every single one of us dumb, blind, or deaf for the things that they're doing, and they expect for us to say nothing while we are on social media distracted. We need to come together and start to walk out and put out. And when we talk, when Dr. Jermaine Gordon talks on OBC Radio, I'm not coming with any third-party knowledge or any hearsay. The younger Jermaine Gordon, because of my endowment, for those who don't know about the word endowment, the anaconda, because of my blessing, I was being around these people. I have a segment on Saturdays that I'm going to put out on the our radio station where I'm calling for the immediate recognition of Andrew Holness and immediate arrest of Patrick Bailey along with DPP Paula Lewin. And it's no third-party information, and I can explain to the public why. I know a lot of people may be under the impression that because of the killing that went on at Attorney Patrick Bailey's house, he has been disembarked from practicing law for it. I'm here to enlighten you guys. It's not so. He's been disembarked from practicing law because he has stored up multiple clients' money. One case, $90,000, another case, couple million. I when I say 90,000, I'm talking US, and another case, couple million Jamaican dollars. Well, and that's the reason why he has been disembarked from practicing law.
That's true.
Has nothing at all to do with the killing of his gardener, who I also know, Junior Germain. His last name is Germain, but I don't want to continue to get this mixed up with my name. Yes. His last name is Germain, spelled with a G and no E at the end. But he go by the name Gully. And people is not Gully Bop. Please don't go say Dr. Germain Garden. Say it's Gully Bop. The man named Gully, not Bop. Now, Gully has been working as a gardener for years. I know how Patrick Bailey house set up, the yard set up. Nobody can just go in. In fact, 4 big Rottweilers, shiny, you know, those dogs, when you see them tongue head, big muscle, just stand up and they just healthy dog, big head, they look like they're ready to tear your head off. 4 of them at the house, if not 5. And not even the gardener, Gully, can let you into the yard. He's allowed to feed them and so forth. But for some reason, then he can't open the gate and let in nobody. They tear you up. Patrick Bailey himself has to open his electric gate and come and let it in and those dogs. Sometimes I'm scared as hell because he's here and he's not to run and stuff. So you're going to tell me that a prominent attorney like that, the gardener, because Patrick Bailey excuses that he woke up. He was sleeping all through it. Multiple stab wound and a gunshot, and you sleep into it. You can tell the people then that Patrick Bailey have slept in your bed. You're not a sound sleeper. I know you love using your mouth. You're very jolly with your mouth, and that's all you want. And once somebody's there right through the night, you continue to piss and jollying because you love drinking. You're not a sound sleeper. It's impossible for that man crying out for help. Imagine the amount of stab wounds and that man crying out for help. You imagine those dogs when they smell the blood, how they were carrying on. And you're going to tell me that you were sleeping, what you took. What you took. And I'm going to blow you all out of the water. And these are not third-party information. And the fact that DPP Lewin have now Patrick Bailey on the 10th of July. My birthday is the 9th of July. Every year, I've been called to Patrick Bailey's house. Of course, because of the endowment, the anaconda for those who don't understand. And his birthday starts from the 9th of July in the night, from midnight on the 12th, it celebrates. I know every single one I know, and I know, like I said on Carlos live earlier, I know Andrew Olness and all of you may be wondering, who the hell is this? Excuse me, Dr. Germain Garden. Let me enlighten you because it's over almost 1,500 people here. It's Orlando. Yes. Oh, ring a bell? Yes, Orlando. Because in Jamaica, you don't put out your first name when you're out in the community. So in case anything should go back to your community, it's a total different name. So I always use the name Orlando. And I've been to the party. I know the male strippers them that come there with the big anaconda. I see all the doctors, lawyers, and politicians, then the big member of senators. Let me tell you something. And when this is a warning to all musicians. When you hear me talk, listen and leave me alone. When you hear me talk, listen and leave me alone because you're not safe, you know. You're not safe. I've been up by Cliffy's house and I've seen everything. And as I say, I'm not here campaigning for the rainbow colors or the LGBTQ plus. I'm okay with Jamaica standing its ground with the law as it. Who don't like it, do what I did and leave Jamaica. But to the extent of the corruption and the nastiness that has been going on in Jamaica and they sit round, from those golden days when he said not in my cabinet, that was one of the biggest lies. Because the people them who are run the cabinet now, who are run Jamaica, the whole of them sugar up, sweet. The other day when the U.S. embassy, when they style Andrew Holness at Miami International Airport, took him out of the diplomat line and said, no man, come here, you got to go check, you got to go through the regular line to search you. And he was stepping up in front and they pulled him and said, no, not just at the front, you got to go to the back of the line and join and go through. Shoes off, belt off and go through machine. They styled him because he had denied an ambassador from the U.S. visa. Let me tell you why the visa was denied. Because it's a United States ambassador who was supposed to marry a member of parliament in the Jamaica Labour Party. And I'm not talking female, a man. On the cruise ship in the water of Jamaica. But they were saying no, because if they should do that, then they would go against the Bugari law. So that's why it never happened. But this member of parliament who think him so powerful because, of course, he's Patrick Bailey's daughter. And when I say daughter, I'm not talking about female. He think he was so powerful enough and have the authority to perform a wedding on Jamaica water. And that's what caused the controversy. Now, in all fairness, the dialogue that you hear between myself and Dr. Liegel Clarke, and for the dunce, who is saying is not Liegel Clarke, and Andrew Holness going to come and say it's AI voice, I hear them, and I hear any one of them to check me. Me and do the checking right now. I dare any one of them to check me. Liegel Clarke called me not knowing who I was, think he could have done like a Batman stomp and it's like a bully in. It's libelous. Oh my God. And I specifically, when I answered the phone, did not identify myself as Dr. Gordon because I wanted him to feel like he was speaking to somebody beneath him. If you all listen to the conversation and notice when I identify myself as Dr. Gordon, he button up his sleeve and his shirt and he drink some water, he calm himself down, and then he start with the respect that deserves. Conversation change. But as I let him know, because he had called me because of an article that was written saying that Jamaican government stole Usain Bolt money and asking citizens to pay it back. Now, we elect them to serve us, and that word serve means to work for us. And they work for us and they get paid by ways from our tax dollars. It's full time that we, the citizens, start act like the bosses we are and stop make them act like all them run things. And it just goes to show that the media house in Jamaica is under control. Because it's as educated as Liegel Clarke is and soft-spoken, and I mean, this is the man from, this is not one of the little sprats that I catch. This is the man that's running the budget finances of Jamaica. And people gonna say, oh no, he's not supposed to know about SSL because bullshit. Every finance places in entity in Jamaica, they don't just run on their own. They have to oversee by the government. They have to get documents, file documents and stuff, and make sure they're not cheat. And they know who is check everything. And the government has to oversee them. He may not be in the SSL office working, but don't tell me say a magnitude amount of money, $3 billion come up, and when you're doing budget, it don't come out. That don't make sense. I remember years ago when Obama came into power, Obama saw that 150 million US dollars was going into Jamaica daily and wanted to know why. And they launched an investigation and realized it's the lottery scam. So don't tell me say $3 billion come out and you know nothing about it. And if you are listening to the interview, he don't right admit to a lot of stuff. We need to start holding them accountable, and we need to get together and march down a garden house, demand arrest.
So I could tell you what we are doing right now, though. Because Camino Johnson Smith get two of them get sued already, you know. And we have more for carry go a court, and we have some fun where we set up because we serious on here, so we're not play with them. Them know so we not play with them, man. But we have to hold them accountable. We not just do the talking. Ratty, same thing. It's just a crew of us where serious around here. You understand? And too much corruption in Jamaica that we not take them talking. We don't have no time for the foolishness. You understand? So around here, so them know so we not do tabloid around here. We deal with it straight around here, so. Right? The fund, the account, they have set up and everything. And right now, next month, we have something in a court with them. So, you know, around here, so we deal with them straight. It at them, you know, because them are watch me now. Because, you know, every time we turn on them, come watch me and them, you know. But we have to hold them accountable. We have to straighten out Jamaica. It needs to straighten out. Too much criminal now, man. And them too hypocritical to man and too corrupted. Stepping up poor people, they can continue, it can't work no more.
And they come around, they act like, liability. If you have noticed, I don't know if you have, I want you to listen to that interview, and I love how your guys shut it up, you know.
Yes.
Weird.
Yes.
Because it's not that certain things I didn't knew that he was lying on, but I catch him.
And the best thing that I'm glad, hold on, I'm not cut you, but I'm glad when you catch, because remember, you know, if you not catch him on the tape, you know, we can't catch him for dissect him, you know. Remember him say 15 million, you know. But here him tell you say, at the FSC and a 9.5 million and pay them up to last month. So what the 5.5 million there? You know, sister, I paid, by the way, me did have him did call me and they put my program. Me did tape him from March, you know. But a good thing, me never put it out because if me did put it out, he wouldn't call you. Him call somebody else to send my bother people, somebody else put it out since night. Because if me did put it out, then he wouldn't bother nobody.
Come out and I tag him and I tag Andrew on the scene.
Good.
So he contact me now, Big Bad and Ball. But what he had done, he had called the radio station number.
Yes.
And when you call the radio station number, it automatically, the recording tell you that the call is being recorded for training and purposes.
Yes.
But I wasn't in studio at the time. I was outside, so I took the call on my cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
So when I took the call on my cell phone now, I said, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin. And he was like, who can talk to? And I said, I explained to him, and I'm there talking to him. But as I'm there talking to him, because the article was written by Dr. Jeremy God.
Mm-hmm.
So he's there talking to Kevin now, telling Kevin that the article is libelous, and he's, oh my God, it's nasty.
I mean,
a lot of legal entity can get involved in this, but I'm just trying. This is how they manipulate and twist and try to get you scared if you don't know your laws and
yes.
What you're doing. So I'm there when I identify myself now as Dr. God. You hear silence because he's like, oh, all this time I'm talking to the man that wrote the article. So I deliberately do that. Now, when I said to him, I'm asking him, what question? You're in the hot seat, you're finance minister, and I'm asking you important issues, and all important to you is Googling.
The Prime Minister, when him locked him SSL account. All that foolish, but tell about it. That is not the paper, it make headline all over the place. When the Prime Minister take more than 2 or 3 weeks before him come say, him did have the account and him close it from 2021. By the way, September 2021, and by the way, them put Cosgrave, who start the SSL thing there, change over the name, them put him on a board to oversee money and everything. Them, the Parliament put him on the board, we have the document, we'll put it up.
No, what he did know is, while I'm asking him the question now, when you realize he's talking to Dr. God now, he went silent, and I could hear him in the background and somebody over him talking. He's gonna say to me, come on the camera. And I went
like a trick that door.
So I let him know, oh, you don't have to invite me on the camera, because guess what? I was gonna put up my photo. It was my intention to put my photograph along with his photograph and the others to let them know who they were dealing with. But he couldn't wait, and he tried to style me. So I put him in his place nicely, let him know I'm one of all what sit down and party with you, because you notice him, and if you are not political motivated, and let me tell you something.
You hear him?
I may have misunderstood him when he was invited me on the video call, because maybe he was trying to show me some money to get me off, because to be honest, how I did Nigel Clarke, Dr. Nigel Clarke, I realized that these journalists is in the pocket of these politicians.
Yeah,
true. And if we were journalists, not just the people, if the journalists in Jamaica was holding these politicians accountable, they couldn't be playing with citizens.
True.
And I'd rather be with the people, or slogan for second chances for the forgotten voice. I'd rather be with the people, than in the pocket of politicians. And I'm ready. I tell people, Jamaica, prepare for an awakening. Yes, prepare for an awakening. And I'm not just talking, I'm putting out, and as I said, there's no third party information, and I want people to understand we, the citizens, can get them out, and we put them here, they are working for us. Paula Lewin, the DPP, let me tell you why she must get arrested immediately and resign. She overdo her time by the constitution law of Jamaica, where they govern by and follow. She not supposed to be practicing as a DPP. Her age limit expire and her tenure has expired. So guess what? Majority of those cases that she has been overseeing supposed to be none and void and top out. Sorry whether guilty or not, but because she overseen it. And Andrew have her there for these reasons. That's why corruption is so rampant in Jamaica. And the most important thing they care about was talking about legalizing oil. And this dirty man every minute is talking about, oh, America, you're not in America, you're not working for America. Citizens elect you. And nowhere in America you hear of crime at that magnitude, and they're asking the citizens to repay. Y'all country like y'all, America this and America that, everything y'all try to follow America. Then it's so be the case why you don't follow America into the middle and thing. The people and put you all into place to do the work and to do the people, hold them accountable, and we can get them out, because we sit down and we make them scared. When somebody talk about, if somebody say Andrew Olness more look at, oh my God. Look how we do PJ Patterson. Talk all manner of evil against PJ party. So the question is sexuality. Talk, you ever see nobody go arrest nobody and public apology?
No.
But look at you see Andrew always was big and immediate. But immediately, but they can't find certain things are going on and they can't come. Come on, people, man.
We wake up against this kind of thing because Jamaica, what about Jamaica? Jamaica, they're right at the edge of 80, you know. And you can see it because of the corruptedness, the corruption and everything, and nobody don't do nothing about it until they see 80, you know, in a chaos. And Jamaica, the same thing. You can't have a government who is stepping up poor people, lock up poor people, do everything to destroy poor people, come with state of emergency, do everything by weapon of mass destruction. 176 billion. And boss, me spend the most money on this, but it not stop people from dying, from getting gunshot. It not solve it. Because the way for them coming and the youth might come out tougher, you know. That's why we have the metaverse, Ratty. You know, that's why we have the metaverse where reverse. Where man, that's where Musket and the man them are moving hundreds of millions of dollars. Eh? When the man show them tough, the man them start come out with rifle now. That's what Jamaica reach. The man them that cater for poor people, the big boys them, PSOJ boys them, and politician. Corrupted to the T. And nobody must say nothing. No one. Because when you say that them send police, if them not send hitman police here, them send all kind of things. Them about next guests coming though. So we will them accountable. Enough for them have to leave, you know. Them Uncle Sam, them Uncle Sam a visit man. Not the feds thing, the man, or GP or something, but them have to leave. Them have to.
I want to open Jamaican citizens' eyes to something. These electric buses, they look beautiful and pretty, and I see them packing them up in Jamaica. There's a reason why they're in Jamaica. You notice most of them start catching fire. Horrible fire where you never see gas bus were run with gas. Blaze like these buses. There's a reason why they're in Jamaica. Remember, you know, 3 billion of us must go, you know, by any means necessary because they claim that the world is overpopulated. Now, every tower, every one of those charging cell ports. Now imagine these workers at JUTC charging buses, and most of those people will stand up by the bus and the phone are sitting in the bus. You know that you're not supposed to be within 25 feet of those charging ports, and they have them all around the place where people sleeping in the car while they're charging those electric vehicles. They're frying your brains. They are not there for the beautification, but it's to mess you up cancer-wise. Nigel Clarke, and I don't want people to be fooled because I almost get caught for a soft-spoken voice. One of the time I said, I don't know if you're acting or if you're sincere, but
no man, in thin skin. In thin skin, yeah? Don't make him tricky.
Yes, but I'm saying, and Andrew Holness put him there for that purpose. Andrew Holness picked the educated, small, well-groomed people when he can manipulate and overpower. Now look at Andre Stevenson. Remember Andre Stevenson? And he put them there for groom, to put them for same thing, to manipulate. Now remember Nigel Clarke called us bad man thing, you know. Because for somebody, you're finance minister all the way in the United States of America, they take up phone to call me to tell me to take down articles. Oh no. To show you the bad man thing that they're going by, but you realize you book up on the wrong person. And when I have so much information, that's why he had was to call and beg and sir and apologize and plead on his knees literally. But guess what? For years, I have enough of them pun intended on the knees, and it's time for me to take out my endowment out of their mouth and out of some of them.
All right, thank you, sir. We're going to talk to you again, you know. Doctor, we have to talk to you again, yes, sir?
man, we'll keep it locked. And
all right, sir.
Remember,
respect.
The app is available. OBC Radio app.
Yes.
It's available in the App Store.
Yes.
And the Play Store. iOS device.
Yes.
Android device.
All right.
Or you can ask Alexa to play OBC Radio.
All right, no
Those
problem.
are for phone full, and no one can download the app. Just link with up, we'll send you a link because right now the website crashed because of the masking, but we're getting it back up and running.
All right, no problem. Respect,
Yes.
sir. Bless up. All right, sir.
All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's the doctor on the year, you know. Liegel Clarke call and I try bad up and, you know, one bag of things and then him start to sir. Because everybody a thin skin in a ratty. Him never have no skin, by the way, you know, Nigel. A plastic for film skin, man, like little eat, catch it wither up and like it, I don't know. You know, something, but him never have no skin, man. Eh? Can you imagine Maria? Eh? You hear him call people. Remember them call me and I do it and I tape it. And Ratty, you did hear that apart because when you call me, don't you hear when him attack? Ratty?
Yeah.
When Nigel called me, and because remember me tape him, you know, and then him come on the show in the evening, right? But when him call me, and you call me, don't you hear, come open the phone, don't you hear him? When him finish talk to me. Right? Eh?
Yeah, I did.
Yes. So these are the things I tell you with him now. Him dangerous. Him thin skin. And good thing I tape him too. Because them have people call you. And then you always a libel him. But if you be the public, you take up a job. A serious job too. And nobody must say nothing to you while they move that video and them a libel you. And him lie because, you know, you just in your early 50s and you say, over 50 years you work a career. And like me, I mash it up. Yes, that's what.
The thing is, when the minister said that to Dr. Gordon, when he asked him to take down the Facebook thing because it said that the government was stealing or whatever. Again, see,
it liable him.
Yeah, that call should have been made by somebody associated with the Attorney General's office or Minister of Justice.
Yes.
You know, somebody who represents the government of Jamaica, because he's saying.
But by the way, the government of Jamaica not out of the scope of criticism. That's why you have a government.
True, so, but then what happens is that that's true. It's not outside the scope of criticism. But if you're gonna have somebody who going to stand up and make that kind
of say something yet.
Yeah, it should be from the Ministry of Justice. Attorney General. Somebody
I won't go tell the Ministry of Justice to, you know, say that I mean you can't nobody about you, you know, I run you with to, you know.
Or them have an Attorney General, right? Them have an attorney.
I run with that too.
Oh, you're running.
No, you will not trust or nothing. We know.
But the thing is that those are the people supposed to step up and make them argument there. You know.
Yes.
So again, the minister
remind them say, we're gonna remind them. I tell them say it's okay. It's normal if your government do something wrong. Even you have some people, believe in mythical things and think them can't say anything about the government. You just have work, and that's why when you have some president or past president can want something and things say about the government. No, you just work and then you're gone. When you're gone, you think.
But the thing is, if a lawsuit is going to be brought by the government of Jamaica, it's not the Ministry of Finance going to bring it.
No, Attorney General or something.
Attorney General, yeah.
Yes.
Somebody associated with the Ministry of Justice. So that's what I'm saying. I can't see what compel him for call this man.
Yes. Very hard, man.
Nigel is too delicate to be in politics.
You said that with a straight face.
Yeah, but him alone, you know, it's the two of them. Liegel and Liegel. Liegel, Anjo, Kanjo, Liegel, aka Liegel, or Liegel. You have them thinking now them red in them face, you know, I'm black in them face, you know. Them sitting and watch, you know, and but you know, say you can't call the man of the wilderness. You don't know what style. You can't go call back again, you know. Remember, you know, at the renegade this when afraid, you know. The man and the rebel that were on the say, you know.
See himself.
Devil.
But you see, get
up on the level. And at this, you know, We are amaze we.
Lazy.
She's not lazy. She amaze we. You know, lazy that we amaze we, you know, and she's not lazy. All right? So not play around here. We're holding accountable. Yeah, man.
This is, I mean, again, I go back to a conversation I had with a very prominent person in Jamaica, high society. And when I was thinking about starting the program last year, I said to him, you know, I'm trying to figure out now, where will I get content? And the man said to me, listen, you don't have to worry about content as far as Jamaica is concerned and doing a program, because Jamaica is content rich. Him say every day something going to come out. Every day him say you don't have to search for it. And I mean him right.
Yeah,
right.
Man, every day.
This thing I know, I mean,
the shows write themselves.
Yes, write themselves. Yes. And look, I don't see on the news yet, you know, where the Integrity Commission not send out the whole report now. So no,
early on, you know, and I mean, you're not the news. Let's see Big Mama with it.
Because no, like Maria said, what I'm going to do now is say, well, try and delay it now and say, well, people need to read it. But there's no reading. If they and it's just, that's just for information. They can do it after, because now what they have is they based on what I'm reading, they're gonna have the investigative report and they're gonna have the prosecutor's decision, and that's all they need to table it, and then they can read it. Them can read it after, because that can't change. No, even if them reading it can't change it. Can't change it. And now it's going to be interesting to see the role of the DPP now. Them going, the DPP now going to come up now and say, well, no prosecution.
Anything what she doing, Ratty, we're going to go party, you know, because she trying at the ear guy in the feds, you know, by the feds them, because, you know, Jamaica, she dangerous, man. She cover corruption, you know. Yeah, man. Strike and mothers have corruption too. A mother have corruption, you know, strike 5. The DPP. Dangerous. Very. The DPP very dangerous. We have to be careful of her. That's your Ratty.
She have some serious problems, you know. She have some serious problems right now, because the idea of her getting this extension. First of all, you know, I still have a question as to how them pass that through Parliament, you know, because you need 2/3 vote, 2/3 of the votes in both houses, and they didn't get 2/3 in the Senate.
How it passed? Because the Senate
don't know pass. I don't know. I'm still asking that question. How would that pass?
It can't pass because you have to use all of them on the government side, and then
you need one person of a crossover from the opposition side. Yeah, you need one person of crossover in order to get 2/3.
Yes.
So I don't know.
Pass.
No. Maria, you know how it passed?
It was just rammed through. Remember, Donald Scott Motley was talking about it and how they just rammed it through. They came up with all of this. They decided the morning, and then by the evening it was passed. But I would say the DPP is the most dangerous person in Jamaica right now, because she's the director of public prosecution. She's the top lawyer, you know, the top law enforcement person in Jamaica, outside of the Attorney General and the Justice Minister. And she's not doing her job, which is to hold people accountable. Now, with the Integrity Commission's report being sent to Parliament, it, as Ratty said, it will be interesting now to see what is she really going to do. Is she going to sit on her hands and twiddle her thumbs and not do anything? Because I'm quite sure there must be recommendations to prosecute.
Well, remains to be seen. You know, more interesting times ahead. You know.
Yeah, man. But I remember, I know, with the DPP, a place where you have the same club, Ribbies. You have one of the co-founder and owner of that club. Then they charge him for rape. Underage girl, right? Yes. Two different rape cases. And she threw them away. Because one of the girl Said she not interested no more. But say underage girl, them take her career go foreign and she not interested no more. I know me can't understand that, Ratty. Because a case like that come out of the juvenile and not true, Ratty.
Yep.
Eh?
Yeah.
In Jamaica, no, you just say I'm not interested in the case and them dash it away.
Right.
That
yeah, because the ultimate
she get charged with this.
The ultimate prosecutor, you know, is the DPP, you know.
Right? You understand?
Not the corruption, even though you have the integrity commission.
No, the DPP may attack. She.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The ultimate decision is hers.
Yeah. So then there's no case whatever because the girl says she not interested. But this happened when she must 13 or 15, and then them, you know, and then you have her and then you say, okay, you're not interested, and then we say a wine and a dine at the same club where them own, don't it? What that say? More than conflict of interest, brother and sister.
And that is why he cannot hold anybody accountable, because the people that she's supposed to be holding accountable, she's hobnobbing with them. So how can they take her serious?
Oh.
And then poor people, she's the strong arm of the law is felt by poor people more than anybody else. It doesn't mean that rich people are not committing crimes; they're just not being prosecuted for the crimes that they're committing.
Yes,
you know what? That when I look at the pictures and look at her having such a grand time, I'm thinking, is that the only place I play music on a Sunday? She couldn't find some other place to go.
She can't find another place, but look,
because you want to escape. Because obviously she must have known said this guy is the owner of that place and the connection.
She know them.
Right.
She know them.
Right. So what again? Somebody who has integrity and is mindful about their position and also the appearance, not even conflict of interest, but just the appearance of impropriety. Right? They would be nowhere near there. And if they didn't know and they walk in and see what was going on, they walk right back out.
Because if she have that's why you have to have more than one DPP, you know, you have to have it, maybe, you know, but we're going to split up Canal, Regional, and sorry, I'll do something, but you can't have she have the ultimate power over the whole of Jamaica like this, Ratty. We know it's such a compromise. You understand? It's bad. It's bad for your country.
The corruption is so bad. The corruption is so bad that she can go out there and party like that and expect no pushback from anybody or to be held accountable. You know, she's not even concerned about the optics of it, as Ratty says. It doesn't. Who cares? What can anybody do to her? Because she's basically doing the job of the government of holding them, you know, not holding them accountable. So no one should expect anything better from her. In order for the office of the DPP to be effective, she has to resign.
Yes, Ratty, I was want to wrap up with 8 minutes and I know say when we wrap up, you know, you know.
Yeah. No, there's so much to talk about. There's so much going on. I mean, I just want to share with the audience too that the missing fertilizer in Jamaica, that's another interesting saga, because they wrote to me one time. Well, it took forever, and then they had to appeal, and then they wrote to me and they gave me this long explanation about what was going on. And then I wrote to them and I said, wait a minute, this long explanation amounts to nothing. And then I asked more questions. So they responded last week. And when they responded last week, more questions arise. Like, for example, just one thing. I asked, they sent me, I asked them, how many farmers receive fertilizer? And who are these farmers? They sent me a thing where they distributed the fertilizer by parish. They didn't give me names. And then they said, we can't give you names because that's private. Then in the same response, they said that every farmer who's entitled to receive fertilizer must sign a receipt, in order to get the fertilizer. You're entitled up to 2 bags, no more than 2 bags. And each bag weighs 110 pounds. So you're entitled to up to 220 pounds of fertilizer, right? Each farm. Remember now, follow that conversation, you know. They can't give me the names because it's private, but every farmer must sign. So what I'm saying is that we have the record, but we can't give you the record. They wrote to me last week, and one of the things they said is that we don't have any record of the farmers who got the fertilizer.
God, them don't. Them sell it. It's straight. Them rabbit, them sell it.
So
them rabbit, them sell it.
You just tell me, them just don't tell me, say every farmer must sign to get the fertilizer. But we're not giving you the name because it's private. Now, last week them said, oh, we don't have any records. So which one is it? Is it you don't have any records because you give it the fertilizer? Or is it you don't want to give me the name because it's private? But it can't be private because that's something that should be public. That's something that should be. I'm not asking for the person's address or, you know, some private type. I just said, give me the name of the people who got the first, and because I want to reach out to those people and find out if them really get the fertilizer, and I want to reach out to them neighbors and find out from the neighbors if so and so tell me the truth so them get fertilizer. So that's what I want to do, and them realize that. So them come down and say, well, we don't have no record. I mean, I say, but how you don't have no record and you own provisions, your own protocols, your own rules, so that in order for you to get the fertilizer, you must sign up and get the fertilizer. You're not going to show up and we give it to you. You're going to have to sign for it, so we know who getting the fertilizer. And guess what? The Moroccan government, and this is not the Moroccan newspaper, the Moroccan government in their own newspaper said that them give Jamaica 2.6 million pounds of fertilizer. Jamaica, right, at the ministerial level, them said them get 2.6 million pounds of fertilizer. Rather, say them get 2.4 million.
2.4.
Yeah.
So 400,000 and 200,000 gone.
Yeah,
200,000 gone.
And then you them tell me. Yeah.
A ton?
Yeah. You know. Yeah, hear them tell me. No, hear them tell me. Them say, oh, over 1,000 bags, over 1,000 bags, not destroyed, but damaged. Over 1,000 damage. So them send when they add up everything, them send almost 200,000 pounds of fertilizer to a place called the Orange River Research Facility. Right? So me say, my right answer, so
what facility with 200,000 pounds?
Yeah, so me say, sense. Yeah, so me ask them, what going on at the research facility? What kind of places? What going on over there? Then write me back and say, the Orange River Research Facility, them never went, them say when the bags them burst, them never want to take the mix up fertilizer and give it to farmers. So what them do, them give to the research facility, and the research facility now, them fertilize 147 acres, 147 acres of fruit trees. So me say, hold on a second now. When you take the fertilizer, I want to say it's not good enough for it. It's not good practice for the farmers. But when you use it up on a research facility, I'm but 147 acres. What are all them fruit there?
So what kind of tree? Different because
there's a fruit tree.
147 acres to do research.
Yeah.
That sound like it's a plantation. Them have man I sell I do things and I sell.
Look,
I come in at 11 now.
You know, and so we have more questions. Like, why is it good enough for the research facility, but it's not good enough for the farmers?
But let me first hear that, Ratty. The other day, them buy 300 pounds of ganja for the research from Canada. Ship it in Jamaica. Jamaica will have good ganja, you know.
Right.
Them have the research. Research is less than maybe a pound. You don't even want a pound.
Right.
300 pounds you imported in the country.
Here's another thing. Why them never make the Canadians them do the research then?
Them do it already.
Are you saying that Jamaica to go oversee the whole thing? Let them do the research.
Yes.
Right? Why not do that? Why you buy it and bring it and then claim say you're going to research? It's just like when them say them take the fertilizer and send go to research for say.
Same thing. Yes.
One really are research. Fertilizer. No, you have different grades. But at the end of the day, if I'm on a plant pineapple. You think it make a difference if them use grade A or grade B or grade C?
No.
It no make a difference. I'll tell you what, it never make a difference with the fruit tree with them fertilizer the research facility. No, me want to know, hey, 147 acres in a whole heap of space that you know.
They know whole heap of space, 147 acres.
Yeah, someone want to know. Yeah, someone want to know now. When them fruit are ripe, they ripen. What to do with it?
You must have said a research. You're supposed to just take that and check.
Because it's concerned
scientifically, you test if it will work and what have you.
Yeah,
why you do 140 acres to do that?
Yeah. And if you tell me now, say, well, we plant the fruit tree because we didn't want to test the fruit them. And the question is, okay, you test the fruit them, what you do with the fruit them? I mean,
so
and then also, let them say no.
Something bigger at it. So if you get, how much ton you say you get?
Eh?
Much ton them say them get?
Them get 2 points. No, well, the Morocco government 2.6 million pounds.
Pound, not ton. Pound.
Pounds. 2.6 million pounds.
2.6 million pounds. So if you have the tree, that means you turn to the fertilizer for see what it can do. But you give other farmers the rest. So you use it for the research, which is something. When the other farmer them use it for do what them do. To go sell and do agriculture with it. Remember when you do research, I think you can't let it go to the public, you know. Or to the farmer, you know. Because you do research first and find it all right and what it can do first before you give them. So you give the one of the farmer then. Like what you say. But you give them for research. That don't make no sense, brother.
Here's the thing. Here's another thing too. When the fertilizer came, it came with a certificate explaining the different grades of fertilizer.
Yes.
It's not one grade, different grades, right? So now you have to ask yourself, the question, if me a plant callaloo, right? I mean a fertilizer callaloo, and we have 4 grades of fertilizer. If I use grade A, grade B, or grade C, or grade D, what difference it gonna make? What the fertilizer it gonna poison the callaloo? Wait,
it come on the bag. It'll tell you instruction because
the other thing too is how come so much bag of fertilizer get damaged?
Where them store it?
That's another. Oh, you know them tell me where them store it and say it was under 24-hour security.
So how it get damaged? The backside. You think I don't mix up some better?
Only in Jamaica you can have something on.
It's when take it off of the ship. The loader there, you know, with the tool thing there. Him say, take the pallet, the man them hear me straight for the bag because they know them bag them are thief. So they see him straight for the bag.
Yeah, but you have to hear me
damage by them all thief.
Yeah, so no, but you have to hear me and take it out and bust it and
no, that's what them said. Them said instead of putting it on the pallet, them just hear him straight for the bag because them say the bag them a boss, we are gonna thief them bag there. So them just bust a couple.
But none of them no boss. Me no believe so them boss, them just thief them. So them can't tell me so them thief them. Me never put it there so because
they will know. Here's another thing when them say. Them say the actual poundage of fertilizer that went to the Orange River Research Facility is unknown.
But that's much boss, but unknown.
$200 pounds, almost 200 pounds missing enough. Almost 200 pounds, them say, in the damage bags them. But them say the amount that they actually sent there is unknown. How is that possible? Nobody on the scale no more.
I'm Ratty and Maria. Remember just run a quick thing here. Can't do it, don't run a thing here now. Watch this.
An online magazine aiming to captivate and empower. Look no further than Daisy Magazine. Daisy Magazine is the leading online publication in the US. Subscribe to Daisy Magazine, the digital subscription publication, for the chance to win $500 US. Subscribe at www.magster.com/p/Daisy for the chance to win. It's only open to subscribers on Wayne Lonesome YouTube platform. Remember, subscribe to the leading online publication, Daisy Magazine.
Make sure to subscribe.
Big up yourself.
Hey,
you know what? You put up our name because things are not in my magazine, you know. People don't want to talk to Miss Magazine.
Yeah, man, people are calling all about, man. They want to subscribe to the magazine. Yeah, man. Remember, you know, we keep it running here 100% truthful, so, you know, we're not do tabloid on here. Keep it running here real. And we deal with the issues, not tissues, yeah? All right, we're there in a ratty. So we see the time. We time just full up. So, you know, it's the weekend again, you know. Sunday. Yeah? Yeah, man. We know it already. Herb never get to drop in the night about. Yeah, man. Next week, couldn't see him. So, you know, have a good night, yeah? We are out.
Take care, Wayne.
Yeah, man. Bless.